Hello, hello. Happy Monday. It's Monday. Jeez, Louise, a Monday morning. I can't believe I'm up this early. And, I had to take my daughter to her summer camp. So there's that. That's why I'm up, ready to go. And I have on my red lipstick. That red lipstick is not going to go to waste. I'm really not a red lipstick type of girl. But for the world I'm living in right now, it works for me. So I am here on a Monday morning. You know what? I just came off of my birthday celebration. I have a busy week this week. I have a lot going on this coming week. If I can get past this week, I think it's smooth sailing from here. But for right now, it's just going to be a struggle of a week. So in the chat, we have a few people in the chat. We got Mel to the B. How are you, Mel? Mel is in here hanging out. She says, good morning, Dee and friends. Please like, share, and subscribe as you enter the live chat. And then we have Nora. Never fear. Nora is here. How are you? How are you? It's good to see you. Or, interact with you. Oh, my Sora is in the house. Wait, before we get that, I saw Tanya Thompson is in here. Hey, Tanya. She says, good morning, Dee and family. How are you? Raquel, my Sora, how are you? She says, good morning, everyone. Happy Monday. Happy Monday to ya. Happy Monday to Happy Monday. I love singing that song. So you guys, what is up on a Monday morning? I'm going to tell you, I was saying I'm just coming off a birthday and I wanted to just come on here and chat, have my coffee. I'm becoming a coffee nista. I got my little Chicago mug here. And I had to go to the restroom 2 times before I got on this live stream because first of all, I like to make sure I'm like ready to go to sit here as long as I do. And then drinking coffee makes me want to go. Coffee is known as a diuretic. I'm sure the coffee nistas know that. So hopefully I can make it through this live stream and not have to go again. So I'm going to put on my glasses just because I love a good set of glasses. Is it called a set? I don't know, but that's what we're calling it. So I am 54, and you know what? I am feeling fabulous. I did not expect to feel this good at 54. And when I was younger, I don't know what I thought 54 felt like, looked like, but I thought it was an old lady. Well, guess what? There is no old lady here. And one of the things that keeps me young, I just really started getting into the skincare. So I'm going to blame that and not blame it, but I'm going to call that good genetics. Cheers to my mom and dad. Bam! I have not really needed a lot of skincare in my mind. Now, you guys are probably like, girl, you need that skincare, but I really haven't. So I've just kind of dabbled into the whole skincare and taking care of myself of it all in that way, right? I just use before that, I used to use like, what do you call Olay products? I was using, which is good, right? If you in the drugstore brand and you don't have to be outrageous, right? To look great. So I was using a lot of Olay products. And then I was in Nordstrom's one day, not Nordstrom Rack, Nordstrom's. I love that store. And so I was in Nordstrom's one day and this lady was in the, I think I was buying perfumes. In some kind of way, I got lost in the sauce and I ended up in the skincare section. And this lady, very well-to-do lady, was telling me she uses Tula skin products. And she is very into like, know this, know that, know this, know that. So it's like the people that are into whole foods and vegan and purist, this lady was into sort of like that with the skincare. So she told me about Tula. And okay, I really like the moisturizer. That's that moisturizer. If you are somebody who has been rocking with me for a long time, you remember when I was living, because my daughter was using that skincare, that moisturizer, and that moisturizer is expensive. Like the Tula is just not cheap anyway. But the moisturizer is expensive. And I was like, why is she using my moisturizer on that fresh, nice, fresh and nice skin? Clear as all day that my daughter had. She's using my expensive moisturizer. Now, for me, that's expensive because I wasn't buying anything, right? So, yeah, there's that. My daughter started using that. So I used to use that Tula. And I did have it in the description of my video. And then when I started, being into the GLP-1 land of it all, and people were talking about all this. I brought my skincare. People brought their skincare. We were talking about the skincare of it all. And, I figured out that, I probably should be doing some things to slow down this aging. Now, since I've turned 54, people have said, oh, you look like you're in your 30s. Well, I'll take it. So if you're a 30-year-old out there, and you're thinking you're looking good, you probably are. But let's see how you look at 50. Jeez Louise. And people say this. I think this is so true. How your mom looks at a certain age is probably how you're going to end up looking. Now, that's not true for everybody. But I'm telling you, as someone who has worked with the public for such a long time, and I've seen some families and kids, and not only, seeing them start off young, but I've seen them as they've grown older. You start to look like your mom. So if your mom has great genes, you probably will too. If your mom is looking good when she's older, which my mom was, it probably is a good indication that you will too, right? So, but that's, like I said, there's never an all or nothing type of situation, right? You just never know. So I'm just saying to you guys, we got to take care of ourselves. We got to keep looking fabulous. So one of the things that I'm going to share with you guys is my birthday. I had a long birthday last week, and shout out to my birthday twin, Joe, too, if she's out there watching. Joe, I think, is at work now. I don't know. Is she working now? Geez, Louise, I could probably keep up with her schedule better when I figure mine out. So Joe is my birthday twin. Shout out to her. Check my community post. I put a post up for Joe. So hopefully you go on there and give her a birthday shout out. But, my birthday, I had, and I still probably have people to get together with, but I'm going to be on a tight eating schedule when I meet with these other folks. Last week, I was not. I was just doing it and doing it and doing it well, like Dee Dee style, with whatever I wanted to eat, however much of it I wanted to eat. And I couldn't eat a whole lot, right? Because I'm still taking the GLP-1, but I wasn't really like, oh, I can't eat that. That's not my plan and all that. I wasn't doing that. So I shared, on the last live stream I did, that I went to Benihana with my daughter. And my daughter, I did not want a cake. Like the sweetness of it all, I just did not want. I think that I go to anything, nothing but cakes. I was going to say anything. They should have called it anything. But nothing but cakes. I went there and got a cake, and I got the small one, and everybody just loved it. I ended up giving it out to a friend who I went out to dinner with, and my dad and my mom. And by the time, not my mom. Oh, hi, Mom. I'm missing my mom. And by the time my daughter, I meant to say, and my daughter talked me into getting the cake. And I was like, she's like, Mom, you got to have a cake for your birthday. So it really was, I would have just put that cake on display. I didn't even have to eat the cake. But my daughter was like, Mom, you can't have a birthday without a cake. So I'm glad somebody is here to encourage me to still celebrate my birthday, because I just kind of would have just been chilled out about it. So I had the cake. So I'm going to show you pictures. I had one piece of the cake. The cake is so rich. When you're not eating like that, like those kind of foods all the time, it's like, it seems super sweet. I'm like, it should be a law against this cake being this sweet. But that's just because I really wasn't used to having the sweetness of it all. So I'm going to tell you, one of the things I was known for when I first started teaching is, I see my other mod is in here. How are you, other mod, my twin? One of the things I used to do is I used to wear skirts all the time. I was known for wearing these long skirts at school. And, I just thought it was so teacher-like. One day I'll have to show you a picture of these skirts. And for some reason, I'm one of those people, when I get hooked on to something, I stay on it forever. So I was wearing these skirts all the time. I got a red shirt. I want to show my red shirt so you can see my lips match this tank top under here. So I had the skirt. I used to wear the skirts all the time. And then something happened. I don't know what it was. I think it was, I saw one of my fellow teachers, and I heard she passed, and she was young, beautiful. She ended up leaving teaching, moving to California, opening a dance studio. Like some of her clients used to be some celebrities, and she just died from, I'm not going to say from what, but I heard she passed on. I didn't believe it. And I had to go on Facebook. I'm not a Facebook person, but I had to go on Facebook and check it out. And so I just can't believe that. It just kind of makes me sad to think about it. But anyway, she went into the bathroom, or was it me? I think it was her. We used to get all of our kids together. We had 3, 4, and 5, and we would call them a community meeting, kind of like this, right? We would all get together and we would talk about different issues that affected the team, like what was going on at recess, any announcements, like church announcements, right? Almost any announcements that was going on, all that kind of stuff. And we would talk about that. And it's funny, if you go to a Black church, I would say this to the people at school, like, we got church announcements. And they were like, what? They did, that's a thing in the Black church. So it's so funny. But so we would, do these announcements, and everybody had their thing. Well, they had a restroom in this room, this big room that we were in. And I think she came out of the restroom and her skirt was like stuck up, it wasn't all the way down. Well, she was beautiful, right? So the boys loved it. The girls too, I'm sure. So everybody looking at her because she was such a beautiful lady. But I was thinking, that could never be me. I'm not doing that. So it just made me like want to back up from the skirts, because I just saw that happening to me. And it probably had nobody ever caught it in a big group like that. But in a big group, how embarrassing, right? So ever since then, I think I started wearing pants. I think I started wearing the pants, and I've been a pants person. So it's rare to catch me in a dress. So I'm going to show you, if you watch my latest video, you guys have to check out my latest video. I'm talking about the body image of it all. And I still have some body image issues. And I'm going to tell you, this is before I show these pictures, if you watch the video, you saw the dress, but I have a couple more pictures of me in the dress. And, it's this one girl who she was like known in our, area. And really, honestly, besides my big stomach, I have the body that she had. Now it's a gained weight since then, but she always had a small, she always had like a nice size upper part, well, I'm blessed in that area at the top. I will say that. And then I always say I got a big stomach and my hips in the back. So if I, and hips and a bottom. And so I'm the shape that the guys used to love. And I'm probably like a size 14, 16. I could fit a 14, but because I like my clothes bigger, I go for the 16 where I really need the 14. So I'm at that size, and I remember like thinking a size 14 was where I wanted to be. Now, when you're a size 18, 20, or sometimes you could get in those 22s, a 14 sounds like heaven. But for me, I want to get down to a 10 or maybe even an 8. And it depends on how I'm looking, because I don't want to look sickly, as long as I'm healthy, right, within healthy range. But I don't want to look sickly. I don't want to look like, oh, man, she went from looking like she's 50, like, 35 to like now she looks like her age, 54. So if I see myself getting that, when I'm getting to my goals here, I'm going to have to scale it back. So we will see. So I say, my next video is going to be talking about that, like the weight loss goal of it all, because I think that's also a struggle I can see for some people. You can see it's a struggle for some people, and other people, you don't know it's a struggle, but they're kind of going through it. So I want you guys to check out my latest video. Still not happy with my size, even though I have slimmed down from where I used to be. Now, in perspective, where I used to be was where I don't want to go again. And so I kind of opened up the video showing one of my pictures when I think I got to that 316. I want to say it's documented at the doctor that I was like at 315, 16. And I would diet down for the doctor. You know what got me? I couldn't diet down to go. It's the whole COVID situation. Working with the kids and the families, I had to get to this doctor and I didn't have a chance to diet down. So it is documented in my medical records that I had gotten that high. And when I started the GLP-1, I was at 306.4. So I know that weight, the other weights I've gotten kind of, I've been taking my focus off the scale here, but I know that starting weight with this GLP-1, and I know my top weight, and I don't know it exactly because I kind of wanted to forget about it. But when I go back and look at my medical records, it's there. Staring me in the face. And I always used to say, I will never let myself get over 300 pounds. Did you ever say that? Did you ever have a weight goal? You said, I'm never going to let myself get over that. So the body image of it all, that is a struggle for me. Just like looking at myself and thinking I'm bigger than I am. So here's a picture of my last birthday and then this birthday. And I really should have did a close-up of my face because that face is chiseling down. If nothing else don't chisel down, this face is going to chisel down. So here we go. Look at me. So remember that outfit? I thought I was so cute up in here, July of 2025. And you can see my face is a little bit chunkier. And then here is me with this dress. Jeez Louise. And I was thinking, I'm not going to wear this dress. Let me make this dress bigger. I was thinking, I'm not going to wear this dress. I don't want a dress. But I did it. I wore the dress. I was going to wear some pants. I had these pants. I'm going to show you these pants I was going to wear. I was going to wear these pants. Wait, let me take this off. So this is what I was going to wear. I was going to wear these pants. Jeez Louise. And I still might. I got a nice silky kind of blouse to wear with these pants. I'm going to wear them somewhere. These pants I'm going to show you. These pants are a size large and in charge. Can you see? Oh, I hate showing my nails when they need to be done. I get my nails done tomorrow. But I was gonna wear these pants. And I ended up and I said, you know what? I'm gonna do something different. I'm gonna wear a dress. Instead of wearing the pants, I'm gonna wear a dress. And yeah, so that outfit I'm gonna have to save when I'm going somewhere trying to be cute. So then here's another picture. Check me out, check me out. So I ended up putting on a jacket with that dress because in any of these restaurants, you guys know it's cold. And then I'm in Ohio where it could be cold for no reason. Like it's supposed to be summer and now it's like it's winter again. So I had my jacket on. I love that jacket. That's my favorite jacket of all time. You know, I have that. It's so funny because, and I don't know, I left that jacket when we went to the meetup. When we went to our Dee Dee's meetup, I took that jacket. That jacket, I love that jacket. That's like my traveling jacket, but I wear it all the time. And that jacket is the size 12. So I don't know if I left my jacket one time sitting out. I think Cookie grabbed it. I don't know if she took a peek at the size, but that jacket is a 12. And I'm going to tell you, maybe because I have issues with my body, but I'm not going around saying I wear a size 12. I mean, let's be clear. It's a 12W. It's a plus size. But the fact that I could get in it and have gotten into it for a long time is good. At one point, it got so I couldn't even wear it. It was so tight. But I'm not going around saying I wear a size 12. You know, I realize I'm a true probably 14 and the 16s. I'm loving those too. I'm probably a true 14, 16 if you want, but if you had to pick one size, I think for me it would be a 14. And that's because I got the goods. You know, anybody who met me on that Dee Dee's meetup is no, the jacket is not my security blanket. It's cold. Really, it is cold, you know, and the reason why I didn't take it off when we posed for pictures is because I didn't even think to. I kind of wear it, you know, but no, it is cold. It is cold. Now, they will tell you on my meetup, Bellflower, I didn't wear the jacket, only in the restaurants. I didn't walk around with that jacket all the time. So yeah, it sounds like that, but that's not true. Maybe it used to be true, but it's not true. So that jacket, it was freezing. It's freezing in these restaurants. Like, not for nothing. Right now, I got on the jacket. It's a cropped kind of jacket, but it's cold. It's cold here in Ohio. It's not warm. So yeah, but yeah. So now, on that Dee Dee's meetup, some people are in here. I didn't have on that jacket all the time. I took it. I wore it in the restaurant. When we got outside, I would take it off. It was kind of too warm to be kind of wearing it. But yeah, so anyway, good observation though. Okay, so here we go. Geez, Louise. So I wonder, Bellflower, if I'd be willing to suffer in the cold when I even get slimmer. I don't know. Interesting. All right, so there we go. And then these glasses, look at those glasses. Okay, so I'm going to tell you, those glasses were a birthday gift from my daughter. So let me do a switcheroo. My daughter bought me these glasses. How you like me now? Dun, 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 dun. So that was one of my birthday gifts for my daughter, was these glasses. And let's see. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I got some of my stuff built up, but that's not one of that's not one of them. But I will take a picture in that jacket in a heartbeat. So anyway, so yeah, these are my glasses. My daughter brought me these glasses. I said to her, honey, okay, you bought me some weights. You got me the kettlebell. She'll bring in some nail polish in a heartbeat. I'm one of those people. If I like something, I stick to it. I'm a very good person. Gosh, I'm gonna make a great wife to somebody because I'm so loyal. If I like something, I'm sticking to it. If I rock with somebody, I'm sticking with them. Not for nothing. I was at my job for 32 years, the same job. How many people can say that? They've been at the same job for 32 years, never was really moved around. The one time I did move, it was because the school closed and we merged with another school. So, yeah, I just kind of, I like what I like. I know what I like. One of these days I'm going to wear my hair in a ponytail and you're not going to be able to stop me from wearing it. When I like a hairstyle, I rock it out for a long time. When I like some earrings, I'll rock it out. I used to be into the hoops of it all. Now I like the diamond. So there's that. That's just like a little quirky part of my personality. But so anyway, I love these shades. So I was wearing those shades. And then let's see, what other pictures do I have? Oh, here's my daughter. This is the first night, the first day. Her and I went to dinner with one of my high school friends. And that's her with the cake. She's sitting up with the cake. We went to Benihana. It was pretty tasty. I think we're done eating the Benihana now. So that's the cake. And then this is us when we went out on Thursday, because Thursday is the day I went with my family. And then a family friend she's not in this particular picture, but that's my daughter, looking all fabulous. She wanted to try to match me. She's always trying to match me. That's my dad. And so, yeah, he's looking all cool. And I told you, my dad is not, he did not qualify for the Zepbound at first, right? So it's some changes with that. I got to update you guys about that maybe next Monday. So it's some things going on with that. But, other than a belly, he's not like a huge overweight type of guy. So he didn't qualify due to the BMI type of situation. So that's that. And then look at my daughter. Look at those shoes with I don't know if you can see, it's a bow on the shoe. She has a bow in her hair. She's just fabulous. I love that for her. Look at this little lady. So yeah, those are her dresses that she wanted to wear. So she wanted to make sure we matched. And we never took a side-by-side picture, I don't think. Somebody else was always in it. And then that is us. This is us at Benihana. And then that is us getting ready for the nighttime. We're like ready to go to bed at the end of my birthday, my actual birthday, which is so, so cool. So there is that. Okay, so check us out. And then I'm going to tell you, I like this picture. I'm going to have to post this picture. I think this picture is a nice representation of a 54-year-old lady that's doing her thing. So how about that? All right, so there we go. So that was my birthday. So cool, so cool. So yeah, my daughter, I said, what do you want to be when you grow up? And she says she wants to be a fashion designer. Like she wants to be a fashionista. So she's taking those pajamas, she's wrapping them every which way. They go in looking like a pair of pants. She comes in my office or in my room and it looks like she did hit the runway. She has it into a dress, into a crop top. She didn't have 50 different ways to make a pair of pants. So I just think that's so funny, so creative of her. So we'll see where that kind of takes her. I don't know. I have a feeling she wants to be on this YouTube camera more than me. All right. So that's just it. So I'm going to tell you guys one of the things that my goal is, I'm retired now. And I was just talking to this guy. I'm going to have to tell this story too about this old guy somebody tried to hook me up. One of my besties, I should call her, she's like a big sister. She tried to hook me up with this guy. And, she said, he's so nice and girls take advantage of him. And she said, I know you're not going to do that. Right. So, which I wouldn't. So anyway, this guy sent me a happy birthday text. Remember, I've had the same phone number for 32 years. So this guy sent me a happy birthday text. And so we've been talking this morning. I actually have to text him back and did not. Why did I start telling that story? I don't know. But anyway, so yeah, so it's interesting. But he's moved out of Ohio. So I don't know about that situation. He probably thinking like she's retired now. She could travel, go wherever. He told me his two daughters. I remember his daughters were in grade school and he was always advocating for them because he's an educational lawyer, but he's out of the law field now. He's doing something else, which is interesting. He told me this morning. So I was intrigued. So anyway, so there's that. So I have to tell you that story about that guy. But anyway, one of the things is, speaking of retirement, I think I finally lost access to my school email. And so I wanted to get in touch with this parents. I'm supposed to be, this parent, we're supposed to be going out and having, lunch or brunch or getting together with, I've had both of her daughters. She has a third daughter coming up that I won't have now because I retired. But so I had to go get that phone number because I didn't put it in my phone. And then I was supposed to give my address to this lady. So we have this lady. I won't say who she is because I'm probably sure some school people are watching or will be catching this replay, the ones that know I'm on here. And so I'm not going to say who it is. But anyway, so I sent her an email telling her to give this lady my address. And, if she wanted to, send me something, she could, if she ever wanted to, contact me or whatever. So anyway, I'm going to read what she wrote back. And this is what is going to, when I say I'm nice and kind, like I'm not just on here pretending to be. Now, it's people who ran across me who haven't been nice. I haven't been, I'm always kind, but I shouldn't say I haven't been nice to. I have been nice to, but they abused it. And so they didn't get the nice and kind Dee after so much time, right? You got to put your foot down somewhere. And trust me, when I need to, I do. But I just thought that this was great. And I'm going to read this to my daughter because this just goes to show you. Now, this lady is one of the nicest ladies you ever want to meet. And so I wrote her, asked for the email, told her it was a pleasure working with her, blah, blah, blah. So she wrote this back. She wrote, "Hi, Shay. It's good to hear from you. I hope you and your daughter are having a wonderful summer. Thank you for your kind words. It's nice to know that someone like you, one of the most kind, giving, professional, and talented teachers I've ever met, has positive memories of working with me. You made my day. You will truly be missed, but I'm so happy that you get to retire and have a wonderful life with your daughter. Please keep in touch." And then she said, "I will pass your address on. I saw her on Monday. We talk every week." So that lady was asking for my address because she retired a year or two before that. And we used to always chat, right? We would always chat it up. And she's has a lot of health issues. So I hope to keep in touch with her. So just knowing that somebody I think is so nice, so kind, so professional, so giving, thinks the same thing back to me in return. And a lot of people have said that to me. People can say that, but when you also hear it from somebody who you respect highly, it's nice to know. So I'm not on here pretending to be nice and cool and friendly and this and that. I really am. Now, I'm telling you, you run across somebody who can't vouch for that, it's because they did something. Very cool. So I love that. So I'm going to show that to my daughter because, again, I think we have to be role models for kids. We have to be, for kids. Now, adults, ideally, people are going to do what they do as an adult. But for my daughter, I want her to know that. And she always says, "Mom, you had so many friends." And I tell her that's because I treat people the way I want to be treated or better, right? And, it's hard having a lot friends because it's like the friend groups and you're trying to keep in touch with this person, that person, everybody, but it's a great problem to have, right? You know what I'm saying? It's a great problem to have. So the message is be kind. So that guy that I was texting with, one of the things he asked me, and your people ask me this all the time, what is your next chapter? What are you going to do now that you're retired? And honestly, I just really want to work on myself. I want to get to that. I don't say I want to get to that. I'm going to get to my health goals. My 100-pound down goal, that's on the agenda for me. And I just want to learn more information. I want to grow. So I want to watch documentaries I could never have time to watch or couldn't watch in the house because my daughter's in here. People have lived some scandalous lives. It's juicy and I love it. So doing stuff like that. I want to learn more about stocks and the stock market. I want to, take some risks, but educated risk with that. And I haven't been able to do that because I can't keep up with the news because I'm so busy. So things I just want to do things that I enjoy, like get my house in order, go through these big clothes that I need to get rid of. I had like a round one. Now I need like a round two where I'm going through some things, my daughter's things. One of the things I realize is I waste a lot of money. So I want to kind of hone in my budget and spend what I need as opposed to what I want. And, I have to change my mindset because my mindset has been, buying these fabulous bags and expensive shoes and I haven't really done a lot of that since I've, had my daughter. I've been very frugal with myself, not with her. I go all out with her and vacations and making memories and things like that. But I do realize I even need to scale that back. So it's just kind of refocusing myself. And I'm not really going to have a chance to think about it until school gets started. That's when the noise will quiet down for me. So I know people probably thought like, oh my gosh, she's going to be retired. She's going to be on YouTube making videos and doing it. I just haven't had time. And I tell people this, when I came back from my Dee Dee's meetup in Chicago, one of the things I had to do was schedule all these appointments for my dad. So he has 7 appointments in the next between August and September. Now I have appointments too. I actually have a mammogram coming up this week. My daughter has a doctor's appointment coming up this week. So he has an appointment this week. So just imagine those are just appointments, just how imagine like, I have a social something that I'm doing. I have a wake I need to go to when I'm trying to go to. So I got a lot going on this week. And so trying to do YouTube is really, I'm doing what I can do. So to come on here live is a lot easier for me because I could just come on here and chat versus making those long form videos. Jeez Louise, those videos take a lot out of you. So, but that's what I'm planning to do. And I'm going to tell you that 15 milligrams, when I woke up this morning, I was dragging because I took my injection last night of the 15 milligrams. I was dragging. I will say that. And then by the time I started to get moving and started to get going, I got some of my energy back. So, I take my injection at night. So I don't have time to labor over what it's doing to me and how it's feeling because I'm asleep. And so by the time I get up, that's when it kicks in and I can tell. So, so with that 15 milligrams, I'm going to tell you that has my appetite is suppressed. I could go back down to 12.5, but I'm going to, stick to this until I go back to my doctor. And, I'm just going to hone in on my whole foods and see what happens by the time I see my doctor. And because of my dad's doctor's appointments, I pushed mine back to October. So I was going to see my doctor in September. It was just, more convenient for me. Her schedule was more flexible than all these folks he needs to go see. So there's that. So I had to do that. And that's an example, again, of taking care of other people over myself. But that's okay because, I feel like, I'm not going for anything detrimental, right, to the doctor. It's just kind of just like a follow-up. So we shall see. So anyway, my appetite is suppressed. The food noise is not knocking at my door right now. But even on the 15, when I get to like day 5, 6, and into that next injection, like my appetite kicks up. The food noise, I'm not really having food noise, but even though 2 will still kick in on this 15. And I think that's because I haven't been in the zone where I'm like cutting out everything. I've been dabbling in having birthday cake and this, that, and the other. So there's that. So I want to give this 15 a fair shot because I feel like for me personally, this is nothing against anybody else, but I feel like if you're not really eating the proper nutrition, it's hard to judge the medication when you're not doing what they ask you to do as far as, on the pamphlet, right? Have a healthy lifestyle. And it's not defined. So a healthy lifestyle could be people thinking, oh, I'm eating within my calories. But I think if you're eating within your calorie range, eating those calories that are nutritious, because you could eat, pizza in your calorie range. Does that mean that's the healthiest thing? No, because pizza is a processed food. So there's that, right? And don't be saying, oh, it has cheese, it has tomatoes. Come on, it's processed. That's why it tastes so good. So there's that. My energy level, I told you I was that when I got up this morning. I mean, I really was. My weight, I don't know what my weight is looking like because I haven't been on the scale, but I do know that my clothes are fitting good. So I'm going with those clothes. And I haven't wanted to get on the scale. I barely want to get on it once a week, but during this week and into last week, I did not want to get on the scale. The one Sunday I didn't get on it because I forgot. I just forgot to get on it. I don't get on the scale after I eat. So I had already eaten. I'm thinking, no, I'm not about to play this mind trap. And then I just thought it's going to be peaceful for me not to get on this scale because I don't want to have it ruin like my expectation of I'm doing well. For all I'm doing well. So I don't know what the weight is, but I'm thinking I'm pretty much maintained because, like I said, I'm able to get into some clothes that I could not get into. And even with all these hips, thighs, and this behind I got going on, I could get into those large size pants back there. Now the stomach stretches, but the actual pants don't because they're like a silky material. So there's that. So I'm going with that. So I will be, I'm going to have like some sort of thing. I don't know if I'll share that or not because I don't want to stress myself out with this getting to 100 pounds down. But just know I will be hitting that goal sometime here soon. I got to pick this up for myself. And I just haven't decided what I'm going to do. My dilemma, I talked about this with my inner circle. My dilemma is trying to decide, am I just going to eat till I'm satisfied, not worry about the calories? I'm eating between 16 and 1800 calories. So I'm eating. So that's another reason why my weight loss is kind of slow and steady. I have my little treats on the weekend. I'm going to cut that out. And I know that's one of the things I'm going to do. Or do I want to eat, like cut carbs and not to be on a diet, but I'm just saying, like, I want to do what's healthy. So I'm kind of researching, figuring out what I want to do. And, and I thought about, my philosophy has been eat how you're going to eat all the way into maintenance. I'm going to eat myself into maintenance, honey. But now I'm kind of rethinking that because it's going to take me forever to get there. So I kind of have to do something a little different. And so that's just what it is. So, I'm still trying to figure that out. And then, I talked about the body image of it all. I am wearing clothes I could not wear. Things fit. Like even this jacket, look how this overlaps. Like this jacket, sometimes when I was bigger, it would just fit here. I couldn't even really wear it. So, so I have those things that I'm holding on to, but ultimately we got to go to get to here. And so my mindset is I'm going to be, normal and steady. I'm going to be patient. And I'm not trying to be perfect in this situation, but I am trying to reach a goal here. So I don't want to lose sight of that. That's what I'm doing. Feeling good. If I'm going on how I feel good. So I love that for myself. And I'm trying to think, is anything else with this 15? I'm really not having side effects. The 15 is just 15. I mean, it's not like I thought it was going to be this monster that was going to have me, couldn't eat or sick or, I don't know. It just sounds like a lot of medication because it's that top max dose, but it has been okay. And again, when I was on 12.5, I felt the kind of the same. Initially when you first take it, I think your body, it kind of gives you a jolt, but over time, my body is getting used to this 15 and it's just settling in nicely. So there's that. And I see why now, I was wondering before, like, why are people maintaining it on 15? Like, why? And I'm sure the people are doing it for different reasons, but now that I'm on it, I don't criticize it. It's easy to criticize something when you're not doing it. So, and I know people used to say, some of these content creators that are maintaining on 15, like, why go down? I was one of those folks. I wasn't criticizing, but I was wondering. And I was thinking, in my mind, I want less medication in my body as possible, which that's still my mindset. But I could see how you could get caught up in the 15. Like, why not just stay here? For that extra security. And maybe the inflammation and how you feel has something to do with it too, because I could see myself going down under the 12.5, eventually saying, oh, I'm going to try to titrate down or off. And I could see those knees squeaking again. I should say hear the knees squeaking again. So yeah, so I'm one of those people. I try not to really judge people unless I've walked in their shoes. I think it's easy to say what you wouldn't do. It's easy to tell somebody how to do it. And really, you should be saying what you did, not what's going to work for everybody else. Now, there are some things that are universal, right? Whole foods over processed foods. If you're saying that, that's great. If you're saying unhealthy foods versus healthy foods, that's great. But I mean, people will debate you on what's healthy and what's not. Let's have a debate. I want to have a debate on here. Can I get people to come up here and debate me on something? Or even I want to host a debate where somebody could debate something. The problem is I'll get up here and talk, but are other people going to get up here and talk? That's what I want to know. Like, who wants to debate the Downsizing Diva or anybody? And maybe you want to debate that your way you lost your weight is the best way you should be doing that, because I mean, I'm pretty sure this is the wild, wild west out here. So everybody is doing their own thing. I want to debate. I'm not going to say it too much. I'm going to work on this behind the scenes. Because I have a feeling that everybody thinks their way of doing it is like the best way, even though people say like, oh, do it how you do it. People really don't believe that. It reminds me of research, how people research what they believe, right? So if you think that protein is like, you should be eating 200 milligrams of protein, you aren't watching people that says you should be eating 80. You're watching those people that reinforce that 200 idea. And this is why, for me, I've always been kind of a success, even at teaching and what I'm doing, because I'm not always agreeing with folks. Like, I don't always want to find the info that agrees with me. And I think that's where people go wrong. They kind of want their beliefs reinforced. I don't have to. Now, I'm going to defend my idea. I'm going to be able to speak about it. I'm going to hit you with some analogies, this, that, and the other. But ultimately, I don't think my way is the best way. And I think, now, in my situation, for some things, of course, it's the best for me, but I don't think things are an end all be all, right? I think it's, different things out there. So what are you guys saying? Because I've been chatting it up. So I wanted to chat it up. So if somebody's catching that replay, they could get the gist of what I'm talking about. So I don't really know what I'm doing with my weight loss strategy in the next couple months, and people, one of the things I don't want this to become is a diet, right? But I think diet has gotten a bad word. Diet means just my eating plan, right? So I do need a diet. I do need an eating plan. And what I was doing is it's keeping me stalled. It's keeping me with cravings. It's keeping me want more of what I don't need. So I need to change my strategy up. And that's it. That's all. Now, in the meantime, I'm going to be looking and feeling great and feeling fabulous. I'm going to be feeling fabulous while I'm doing it because, I do realize that the size I am and the age I am, I'm feeling and looking better than half the people that's out here. So there's that. I'll take that and I'll run with it. I don't know if I can run too far though, because I'm not getting in a whole lot of cardio. I just love it when a skinny Nista tries to act like they just have it going on so tough, and then they start the age shaming, they start the look shaming, and I just like to kind of let people know like what's really going on up in here. Okay, so who is in this chat? We got, I saw Mel. I saw my name twin came in here. No, not my name twin. My weight loss twin. Where did she go? I saw Tanya. I saw Raquel. That was earlier. I saw Nora. Are people in the other chat? I don't know. Carnivore Cookie, how are you? She's saying hi to people. I didn't catch when she first came in. Oh, here she is. Hey, Cookie, how are you? Mel saying Delta's in the house. We love the Deltas. Oh my gosh. I love AKAs too. Remember my my cousin is the AKA. Carnivore Muscle, how are you? You get that trophy. We love that. We're not age twins anymore, but in September we will be again. Okay. I'm older. I'm a bit older. I love that. Very good. I'm probably one of the people that you're going to meet. You're going to be so sick of me talking about my age. Hey, perfectly Pamela. You know, I always tell people I am so proud of my age. You cannot age shame me. You know, I know people like to hit, they call us aunties. What do people like to call us when we're older? Over 50 aunties. They call us, you know, middle aged, you know, whatever you call us. I'm going to be out here making 50 look fabulous. My little Dee Dee self, one at a time. I'm gonna be breaking down those things, because not for nothing, I see some of these younger folks, and again, like, go sit down and move over. There's a new sheriff in town. How about that? Let's see. Without a lot of makeup, not trying to be the most glamorous thing. You know, I think just like wealth is quiet whispers, I think so is aging beautifully. It's like a quiet whisper. So I'm gonna be talking about my skincare and stuff. You know, some people, um, and I'm not doing a whole lot. That's why I'm going to talk about it. I think to be doing all these fancy things, I think that's great, but I don't think we really need that. I think some of us are just into the skincare way too much. You really don't need that. You're going to chemical yourself out of your good skin. Because you got to think, it's so funny because some people, I feel like, some people are very into like the health and what you're eating, but then you're doing other things to your body that you should not be doing either. So it's just kind of like, you know, and it'll evolve, right? It'll evolve because, you know, you got to start somewhere. But I just think, you know, when you get that, if you're one of those people that got the health of it all down with the weight and what you're eating, now work on other things. Work on all those chemicals you're putting on your face, under your arms, you know, all over your body. You know, the lotions, the smelly lotions of it all, like that stuff. You know, let's look at that stuff. Geez Louise, when I don't want to end up being one of those kind of like people. It reminds me of like an old mad person where they don't have hygiene going on. They're not doing anything. You know, I'm gonna come over here with my natural, well, I do wear my natural hair, it's just straightened out, you know, but when I come on here without my natural hair, I'm gonna be one of those people when I get to my weight goal. I'm gonna come on here and I'm just gonna have on a cloth. So, you know, you guys, you know, I started off, and then I keep saying my name to it. Bellflower and Mel, you know, got me together with some of the skincare that I'm doing, but I don't know that I love that because I feel like it's, you know, chemicals. So I've been researching like, you know, these different chemicals, you know, stuff in the laundry. You know, have you guys ever wondered why you see a totally healthy, seemingly healthy person, right? Because they got the nutrition down, but then they still end up with sickness and cancer and getting MS, ALS, all these things. And you're like, wow, I thought they were healthy. And that's because it's all these other things. It's not only what you're eating, that's a big part of it, but it's all these other things that play into a healthy person. So you know, when I see people who have mastered that nutrition, you know, it's like, now master the next step. Now with that said, I'm about to buy a red light therapy mask. I got to research that. Is that okay? Jeez, Louise. And I said to myself, you know, it just takes one video. Like, you know, people talk about how you saw like the cow, you know, you saw the animal and you became an advocate for eating healthier. Well, I feel like I saw here recently, it was called Toxic Skincare. I saw this documentary and it made me not want to use any skincare. And I said, I mean, I honestly debated on throwing everything out after watching that. And I was like, dang, I just replenished this. I can't do it just yet. So yeah, so that's the next thing I'm going to be looking into is like the skincare of it all. Is all this stuff really healthy for us? And dare I be the one to say it? Because I know people love their skincare. But, you know, sometimes you got to do what you got to do. I mean, we're going to be healthy. We're going to be healthy all around the world. Been around the world and Now, some of y'all need the skincare, so don't give it up. If you need it, you need it. You know, it's not in your genes to have a fabulous skin, then don't give it up. But for somebody like me, I think I could stick my toe in the water and try to go without it. I don't know. Who knows? I don't know. Maybe I won't. Let's see. Oh, MVP, how are you? Can't stay as I have a meeting. Oh, hello. Thank you. I like the red lipstick too. I'm getting used to the red of it all. Oh, Mel, I love that. You're looking, Mel, look at your new profile pic. I just noticed it. You're looking good. She says in her James Brown voice, I feel good. Dun-na-na-na-na-na-na. I knew that I would. Dun-na-na-na-na-na-na. All you skincare nieces, maybe you could debate me about the skincare and the healthiness of it all. The weight loss is individualized. The BMI gives a scale, but people can choose a weight range. Yes, very good. At optimal metabolic health, even if it's a bit higher. Yeah, it's gonna have to be because I don't really want to be looking like I need to eat a potato chip. I don't want to go from looking like I eat too many chips to looking like I need to eat one. Do you know what I'm saying? Thank you. Thank you. Oh my goodness. I was upset the first time I went to Jenny Craig that I was over 200 pounds. Now I started at 312. I know, me too, Nora. I did the Jenny Craig situation. And you know what? I'll never forget bringing that Jenny Craig and then people in my, which was just, my mom, dad, and my brother. Let me just say, I forgot to say, guys, it's too, my birthday is, I think this is the reason why. And I just thought about this because the dad I talk about is my stepdad. My dad is passed on, and his birthday and my birthday were on the same day. We had our birthdays were on the same day. So this is always such a celebrating my birthday is always so bittersweet, and I always try to make it like a fabulous kind of situation because his birthday was on the same day. But my mom actually passed a couple of days before my birthday. Remember, I tell this story. I was praying and praying that she would not pass on my birthday, and God answered that prayer. But it's super close. So my cousin sent me a message yesterday and said, "Oh, I forgot this time of year is not always that cheerful." So the fact that I could come on here and smile and laugh, and I mean, it's been some time, but if you're not in that club where you've lost your mom and dad, you don't understand. So, we'll have to chat when you get to that point. But it is tough, right? Time heals, but slowly, right? So, yeah. So, I'm celebrating my birthday. My dad, we always celebrated our birthday together. I want to say it's probably been 10 or 11 years, and I'm still missing celebrating it with my dad. So I don't think I shared that since I've been on YouTube, that my dad and I had the exact same birthday. So around this time of year, it's just, that's why I say I could look at my history or my pattern. This is probably one of the times where I maybe did not. I don't know. I have to look at the scale. But I've always gained weight when around July, and this is why. And this is one of the things. It used to be I was gaining the weight because I was celebrating up a storm, but now it's also those emotional, targets for me, like things that are going on. So yeah, I just kind of been through a lot. So it's just because the fact that I could come on here and smile and be happy and still be kind to people, it's nothing but God. There is no secret. It's just that have a relationship with God. I say my prayers and I really treat people the way I want to be treated. And that is just the key. Geez, Louise. Okay, so what are you guys saying in here? I was talking and then I got off on my dad tangent. Okay, all right. Let's see. I saw Bill Flowers said that. She says it's interesting that how gold seems to move as people lose. Yeah, and I mean, I probably come on here changing too. Yeah, it was cold, wasn't it, Mel? It was cold in all the places. Bill Flowers said she used to hide. Yeah, I've been there, done that. But honestly, in this situation, it's because it's freezing. Baby Dee Dee knows her mama well. She does. She got those shades. I was like, oh, and then she also got me a blouse. And that's another thing, Mel. I had to call this friend. I left her an auto message, but because one of my friends took her to get the gift, and she bought me a shirt, and the shirt is cute, but it's a 2X. So it's so funny because when my daughter held the shirt up, she said, "Oh, Mom," she's like, "Wait, this might be too big for you." She looked at me and looked at the shirt. It's like, "This might be too big for you." And so then I looked at the size and I said, "Yeah, it probably is." So I put it on, and I mean, it fit big, like Dee Dee style, right? And I said, "No, I got to try to take this shirt back and get an extra large." I told her I'm an extra large. I have a couple shirts I got to take back that I got like in a bigger size, and I wore them, and people were like, Shay, that shirt is too big for you. So now I got to take the shirts back. So I said to myself, oh, maybe if I wash it and dry it, it'll shrink. No, why do I need a 2X when I wear XL? So I'm going to take that shirt back this weekend, sometime, maybe this week, maybe on Tuesday, because it's near where I'm getting my nails done. So maybe I'll take the shirt back. I'll try to get a smaller size, or if not, I'll exchange it. I don't have a receipt, so hopefully they'll give me a store credit for it. It still has the tags on it. But yeah, so I thought, they think I wear a 2X. Peace, how you like me now? And so my daughter was like, yeah, Mom, that's way too big for you. But at the time, she's like, you should have been standing there when I bought it. So yeah, so it's so funny. So I love that, right? I got a shirt I couldn't even fit. Okay, let's see. Okay, so your health and your own body without being dictated. Yeah, I love that too. I love that too. A half a pound a week does add up. That's been my situation. Oh, she is a cutie. Thank you. Nora says, I'm always hungry and I've never had my food noise disappear. Wow. Even on the GLP-1. That's so interesting. People do say that. And does that cause you to just continue, Nora, to move up on the doses though? Now you said if you're still losing, you have food noise. That's really good. Yeah. You look fabulous, Dee Dee. Happy retirement at 54. Thank you, Blue True. How are you? Thank you. I appreciate that. So that's my goal here on YouTube. As I told you guys, I've met all my YouTube goals as far as like things that I wanted to do, little things like I wanted to achieve this, like I wanted to get to 500 subscribers. Then I wanted to get to 50. Then I wanted to get monetized because YouTube was making money off my videos. I thought, we're in this together, YouTube. And then so now over time, that is what it is. You don't get paid a whole lot of stuff. But now my goal is to really like get to my goals, but also if I can inspire people and motivate people to get to their goal, because not for nothing, when you've lost 88 pounds, that's a lot of good information you have to share with people, even if I'm not at my goal. And I don't really like listening to people. This is so bad of me to say, but this is the confession. I've said it before, but I don't really like listening to people who haven't been there, done that, what I'm trying to do, right? You know what I'm saying? So and not that there's no value in that, but if I'm telling people how to lose 88 pounds, it's value in that, right? Because that's a lot of weight to lose, even though I still got to get to my goal. So I think I'm an even better person because we're working through this and you're seeing me in real time, a person who you can relate to. There are some people who say, oh, you're not at your goal. I don't want to hear you, see you, listen to you. I just want to see what the final product looks like. And that's true too. But I think those people probably are just giving you like the highlight reel version. You're seeing the actual thing go down right here in real time. So when you see people on Instagram, all those celebrities and all those people touting the skincare and they're selling this and doing that, how do you really know that they're doing it? Are you in the trenches with them? How do you see? All you see is what they kind of show you, and one thing I will say, a lot of these celebrities that are having these glamour shots and stuff, I respect now how to get to the glamour shot, because I'm telling you, I could be doing a certain thing, look how my skin is looking so fabulous. I take this light out, not so much. You know what I'm saying? The light, how all this comes together, it just kind of matters. In my videos, when I'm recording those videos, my video to me is like a production. I'm putting energy, effort into it because this is on YouTube forever, not just today and tomorrow or when they feel like taking it down. So I want to present myself like in a very professional way, and I like to like recreate things. Like I like to tell a story. So that is in my videos. But I see now why those celebrities, I said, why are they hiring somebody to fix their hair and touch their makeup every 5 seconds? Well, you need that. Have you seen in my videos? I start out, my hairs look fabulous. The next thing you know is a strand here sticking out, a piece there. Well, I don't have the glam squad to come in and say, and I'm not looking at myself in the camera. That's why I don't catch it. Do you know what I'm saying? Like if you're recording and I record on my iPhone, I'm looking at the dot, and the dot is not, I can't see myself. So if you ever see my hair out of place or a shirt out of place or this or that, I don't got the Beyonce glam squad. I'm just over here making it by myself. So that's why I can't put my hair in place, because I'm not looking at myself. And when I tell you that was so hard for me to learn how to do, is to record a video and not look at myself. I'm looking at a dot that's, I don't even know how I look. And so people might say, well, go back and record it. It's not that easy. It's not that, trust me, it's a lot of work that comes into being a content creator. And some people who can be successful doing the bare minimum, good for you. But I just have not been able to figure that out for myself. Again, it's like people have different standards for themselves. And so my standard for myself is to be like a nice quality video. Somebody else can come on here, chat it up, push record, barely edit, get it up there. And that's great too. That's just not me. I really wish it could be me, but it's just not. But I'm going to be one of those people like years from now. Like I might say, oh, my hair was sticking up in that video, but gosh, I'm going to love the production of the look of the video. It maybe hopefully 5 years from, or maybe not 5, that's a long stretch. Maybe a year or 2 from now, I'll be like, dang, my videos is like a movie theater now experience as compared to what I'm doing now. So I just think, whatever you can do, you do. She wants to know how long Nora has been on those GLP-1s. Okay. 18th year of retirement. Oh my gosh, that is so cool. You know what? Let's give you some confetti. Oh my gosh. And an applause. Let's see. Here we go. Some confetti. Oh my gosh. We love that. Jeez, Louise. My stuff is I'm trying to see, what else can I give you? Is it not letting me scroll down? I wanted to give you an applause, but it's not letting me do the applause. Okay. All right. Well, okay, take that. You StreamYard. Let's see. I'm type 2. I had similar experience minus the food noise. MJ prioritize my metabolic health. Okay, very good. Can you guys hear me? I don't know if you could see me. Can you hear me? I got to refresh. My Guys, I don't know what happened. It's like soon as I said I put that banner up, it stopped. I don't know what happened, but I was on it. I was just talking. You guys didn't hear. Mel said you guys didn't hear anything I was saying. I'm just talking. So I was talking about the skincare of it all. Somebody said as I'm going through those messages, I was putting those messages about the skincare. Let's see. Somebody said, oh, she says, good morning. Very interested in healthy, chemical-free information. So I will watch that for you as well. Yeah, I'm going to dig into that because I think, I saw that documentary and it just kind of scared me. I said, I want to throw my stuff out. And I realized some of you are into that skincare super deep. You're into the skincare of it all. Yeah. And some people I see using it looks good. And some people, I'm going to be honest, get rid of it. You don't need it. It's not helping. So we will see. For me, I don't know if it helps me or not. I started going and get facials and, he uses the fancy machine. I was like, I can't afford to keep getting these luxurious facials. And he was like, do 3 months in a row and then come every 3 months or every 6 months and keep your skincare routine up. And he told me that red light, Matt, he said, I had to do one thing, it would be the red light. And so, I don't want to knock a girl that's trying to look a certain way, but I'm telling you, some of you are just wasting your money. I'm going to be honest. I think you are. I might even be wasting mine. Time will tell. We will see. I'll give things a good year. So I'm not going to knock it because I'm still using it for a year. But I will challenge people, not the people who, like my twin who said Bellflower, who says, I just never heard her touting it like, everybody has, you're super healthy, super healthy, super healthy. She dabbles in her snacks and this and that. But people that are out here being super healthy and everything is health, be healthy overall. Now you got to look at these toxins. Toxins are everywhere, not just in the foods. Toxins are in the stuff we're putting on our face. Toxins are on our clothes. So, somebody just told me the other day, like, I don't want to become the woke Didi, but I might have to. Somebody told me the other day that Temu clothes and Shein clothes, those clothes have some sort of chemical, and there's a class action lawsuit. Now, allegedly, because I don't want to be in trouble on YouTube with the Temu folks, because they're following me big time on Temu. Hi, Temu. But those Temu, they say those clothes have some sort of chemicals in it. I'm going to Google that, because is that true? Is it true that there's a lawsuit against Temu for having chemicals in your clothes and Shein? What is going on with that? So she was like, you need to throw those, you don't buy any more things from Temu or Shein. And I don't buy a whole lot from Temu or Shein. Remember they were trying to get me to like be a influencer with Temu, and I said no. Oh, they think I said T-Mobile. I'm saying Temu. Jeez Louise. They think I said T-Mobile. Okay, wait. So Temu. Do you guys heard about that? Temu and Shein? Temu and Shein. Jeez Louise. Okay. I like to say to people, and one of the things it says, yes, it is true. The fashion retailer Shein faces major legal action over their toxic chemicals, specifically following a lawsuit filed in Texas with Attorney General Ken Paxton targeting hazardous substances, though related scrutiny also extends to platforms like Temu. What? Gee, Louise. It says the lab, I'm not going to get into this of it all. They said they're using PFASs, forever chemicals. And we know that this stuff causes eventually cancer. So this is why I say people who seem so healthy, these fitness gurus getting, they have heart attacks. Remember Atkins himself ended up having a heart attack after he touted that, meat and butter for so many years. he claimed to eat that way, and then he ended up having a heart attack. You see some of these vegans that get cancer. So other things are going on out in the world besides the food. So that's what I'm saying. And, I've been looking at that because, like I said, I ran across this documentary. I've never been one to take medication or to be like, so when people come on here and say, why are you taking Mounjaro? I don't want to be. It's not a choice I want to be. And I know it probably seems like a decision, but it's something I could not conquer without the medication. So that's why. Now, can I keep up my skin looking, halfway decent without all these extra things? I don't know. But I said, I'm going to give it a year and see if I feel like it makes a difference. And I'm going to tell you, my facial guy said I had great skin. Besides, like I have little, you can't probably see them now, even though I'm always up close on this thing. But, I have little imperfections in my skin. If I put on some good foundation, it'll cover it right up and you wouldn't see it at all. I got some little mold things going on from sun. And probably if I had a great skincare, who knows if I would be at this point. Because my mom, she had great skin. She didn't have spots on her skin, but she always wore, an SPF. So I do agree with the SPF, but I don't know. Can you get one that doesn't have toxic chemicals? So I'm not saying don't use chemicals for your facial skincare. I'm just saying, let's find the healthier chemicals to use. That's the thing. And, it's just kind of like taking a girl away from her coffee. If you're into that skincare, you can't take it away from the skin. You can't take it out of the person's hands, right? That's you said. So don't go around saying, Dee Dee said don't use skincare. But I could be one that's saying that because, I haven't been using it and good, right? Now, I don't know if anybody thought I looked better since I announced I was using that skincare. I don't know. We're going to talk about the skincare of it all. But I am interested in, trying to find the cleanest products. I went from using I used to use Gain detergent. I used to use that. And then I went from using the kind that was sensitive to kind. So now I'm using Clean People. Do you guys know what that is? Clean People products. I'm using that. My clothes is still clean and fabulous looking. You know what I'm saying? So I went from that. So detergent, it's another thing, I'm trying to weed out those detergents and just get healthier things like overall. But so I say to the girls that have met their maintenance goal, because maybe you can't be fabulous and super healthy in every area. But if you've met your weight loss and health goals, now maybe work on, I don't use air fresheners in my house. That's another thing. I just had to open the window because I made turkey burgers last night for my daughter and I. And then I also made like a little meal prep, which was, I'm going to have some taco salads and some salmon for the rest of the week. So my house, because I had, I didn't have the windows open. So it smells like a turkey burger in here. Actually, right now it smells like a turkey burger. So I have that. So I opened the window, just to get some fresh air in here this morning as I was coming in to do this live stream. So one of the things I'm saying is it's all the toxins that we get outside of the house. So I'm not quick to use an air freshener. I rather have the fresh air come in. Now I get that the fresh air that's coming in is got all kind of toxins out there, but it's like you got to pick your poison, right? So, and I want to say allegedly about that Timu, I'm reading that right off Google. So if they want to sue somebody, sue Google, because I read that right off Google. But we'll say allegedly for the sake of saying allegedly. So I'm just saying, focus. So I'm using healthier detergent. I'm using the Clean People brand. I'm using I'm just like slowly but surely trying to cut out some of these toxins. I got a bunch of Bath and Body Works air fresheners. I used to have one in my car. I took that out. When I go to the car wash, I have like a little membership. And when I go there, they try to give you all these products, smell good. No. I don't want that. The fresh air can't make my car smell good. Something's wrong. I don't use the air freshener. So I'm trying to be like a little more health conscious all the way around. And so a bigger struggle for me is the healthy eating, right? The other stuff is easier for me to do. The healthy or eating, and being consistent with that, that's always been a struggle. So I don't think I'm going to, be cured and healed overnight. But that, for some reason, is easier for me to do because I've never been one into like medicines and, I know some people who take 15 different medicines and it's just like a part of their thing. I don't want that for myself. If I'm taking 15 of something, it's going to be a supplement. So right now, in supplementing my lack of nutrition, right, which we all have, especially if you're in a calorie deficit. So yeah, so there's that. So yeah. So anybody want to come on and debate me about this healthcare? Just don't let me get my research going. Not healthcare, I meant the skincare. But I'm not bashing it. I'm saying do what you do, but I'm saying you should still have some skincare, but can you go with the healthier versions of the skincare is what I'm saying. I'm just saying. I'm just putting it out there. Billy, how are you? How are you? Yeah. But it's not about how you look on the outside. It's also the inside, right? It's been a lot of beautiful people that get ill. I'm just saying. I mean, my mom was one of them. And so there's that. Yeah, I agree. But a lot of people I think have their like I'm saying, these girls in maintenance in our GLP-1 community that are looking fabulous, and they're saying that they're doing all these chemical things. I'm saying, let's look at some of the skincare that is a little, not as toxic. That's all, toxic skincare. And then, I just also saw, it's so many theories out there. I just also saw this guy that was a farmer who was saying, like, when you think you're buying foods, because I'm in the Whole Foods thinking I'm eating Whole Foods, honey, thinking I'm doing good. And they say when you're eating those Whole Foods, you're eating in Whole Foods, the store. It's the same chicken that's in Walmart. They're calling theirs organic. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me, because I'm paying more for it, thinking I'm eating healthier. So y'all better not let me reach my goal, because I'm gonna be on here going against the status quo. I'm gonna be on here going against the status quo. Skincare, yeah, I agree. Lynn, how are you, Lynn? I agree. Now, if you just bought a lot of skincare, use that up. Because I'm using mine. When I saw that documentary, I'm gonna post that documentary or say what it was on. But it was very eye-opening. And it just kind of confirmed why I'm not like a big medication person and doing this and doing that. We all have our vice, right? Our vices or things that we love. And I'm saying we could do those things. Just like you guys tell me, you could still have sweets, eat fruit instead of eating the fruit that's gonna instead of eating a candy bar, eat a piece of fruit for your sweet treat. Instead of eating a fruit that's going to spike your insulin super high, instead of eating, a banana, eat some berries, raspberries. So it's that sort of thinking. So for people who are out here giving me the side eye, I'm telling you, I'm making a lot of sense. We should all realize that Temu and Shein clothes are the lowest possible quality, which is why they are the No, you didn't, mail to the bee. That's okay. Our cheap clothes while we're losing weight. But if it has chemicals that are going to harm us, I don't know about that. Allegedly, right? This is not proven. So allegedly. Hi, Temu. Hi, Shein. I have my Temu and Shein. This is a true story. I think I've already told a couple people. I take clothes to my daughter's clothes that she can't wear. Like some of the ones that still have tags and stuff, I take them to this store and they give you a little bit of money. So this time I just went in the beginning of July. I take the money and buy whatever I need to buy or for my daughter's lunch or whatever. Well, I gave her the money because I knew she was going to be staying with her godmother for the week. So we go in there and it was a Shein dress. Now this dress was probably the brightest, colorful, cutest dress. She did not like it, but it was cute. She never wore it. So, and honestly, they could have given me $1 for the dress and sold it for $9 because I'm sure some people in there who've never been to Shein, don't know anything about Shein, just thought it was a nice dress. But Shein says so in their tags, right? So we go and get the clothes back, and the lady gave the clothes back. So my daughter, who normally doesn't care, right, when we go in there to get our money, for the clothes or whatever, we probably go maybe 3 or 4 times a year. So my daughter, who normally doesn't care, she said, why you didn't take that? What was wrong with this? This is a nice outfit. This is a nice dress. And so it was so funny because she wanted all her money, right? She was like, why am I not getting money for this? So what she explained, like, well, this one dress didn't have a belt. And this dress seems like it has something else, to go with, or so whatever. Like it's incomplete. It's not the set or whatever. So she said, well, we really don't, she started looking down and she said, we really don't take Shein products because of the discoloration. The clothes are discolored. That is not true for this dress. Now, that might be true for whatever else you were talking about, but for that situation, that was not true. And because I'm telling you, it was the lightest, brightest dress that it was, and it was never worn, and it was super cute. And so it had ruffled arms. I'm into the ruffled arms, and then it was like color blocked. I think that's why my daughter didn't like it, because it was not the color she wanted it to be. So she didn't even dare wear that dress. So anyway, they didn't even want the Shein clothes. So there's that. Did you know about that lawsuit store? So I'm gonna have to tell my friend, that's the one I went to dinner with. She was telling us about the Shein of it all. So I'm gonna have to tell my friend she was right, because she's like, look it up. I never looked it up. So you said I get as much free clothes as possible here in NYC. How do you get free clothes? Do tell. Should my next trip be to Chicago? Nor where. I lived there in 2020, a month or so before the pandemic. Yeah, where is she going to get the she said that's private. Okay. Where she's getting the clothes. Send me a message. We can debate, but probably agree on most stuff. So there's that. Okay, all right. No, and not to, I'm just saying, you've been on your skincare routine and doing your thing. Do you? You keep your skincare. I think we will agree, but I think the toxic, if it's toxic chemicals, I think we all have to agree that we don't want that for ourselves, right? Because again, I'm going to tell you, looks aren't everything. Healthy is where it's at, because my mom, not for nothing, is not here. And she was a beautiful lady. You saw pictures of her yourself, Mel. So I'm just going to say that and, keep that where it's at. Looks are great, but looks aren't everything. That's for sure. Because my beautiful mom would be here right now if that was the case. Dee Dee, she says, hey, Dee Dee, I love that. I love that. Good morning. Tammy, oh, how are you? How are you? Geez, Louise, wow, that's cool. Yeah, let's see. She is a mini Dee Dee. Probably. Heads up, in July and January are the biggest sales months for retail. July and January. Okay. So we're almost through July, and then we go into January, right? Because they have all those after Christmas sales. Yeah. Okay. All right. Very good. So yeah. So just know I am a detective out here with this skincare now, but I'm going to focus on this weight first. I can't get distracted by the skincare. I'm just going to be, I should have never ran across that documentary, Mel. I should have been watching Sinners like you've told me to watch for all summer. So Mel, we have to schedule that. We're going to be watching Sinners. My daughter's going to be at summer camp these next couple of days. So yeah, I got to do that, Mel to the B. We got to do the skincare situation. I mean, not the skincare, the center. So I got distracted with that documentary. Don't let me get stuff in my head. I get something in my head and it's just I can't get it out. Now, I'm not gonna send my two skincare beauties, these two ladies. This is why I like having friends that don't get mad because you say something that they're doing, because they hooked me onto this skincare. Now they didn't let me stumble on this documentary. It's questioning everything I thought about it. But that's okay. I'm loaded up, Bellflower, with that La Roche of it all. So I'm going to use that. My dermatologist didn't prescribe me some stuff I'm using. I'm going to the facial guy. I'm behind the 8 ball. I'm like a lady on catch-up mode. But in the meantime, in between time, I got time on my hands in another month. I'm gonna be researching the skincare of it all. So if anybody wants to debate me once I get my info together, you can come on up. We're getting healthy together. We're losing weight. We're losing weight. We're getting these toxic chemicals out. And I'm starting with my house because that's something I can do. the real shade of it all. I'm starting with my house. That's something I could do. So I say start small. Start with like your laundry. You know, we could do that. We could start with the laundry, but then not for nothing. You know, if you look at every laundry, I don't know every, but you go and you buy your laundry. I don't know where you guys buy your washing machines and stuff, but they have like they're required to have this sticker that says, what's that, Prop 96 or Prop something? What's that, California Prop whatever, where they warn you about cancer. So it's like, okay, you're getting the cancer out of your agents, out of your detergent, but now you got to worry about the machine that's processing it and cleaning it in. I mean, yeah, keep me off of these documentaries. Y'all gonna have me on here eating a carrot and that's it. Let me get a documentary that's telling me how these processed foods are made. It's like the pizza. Where's the documentary talking about how bad pizza is? How bad, you know, the seed oils are. And you've heard it, but like, you know, somebody is going to break. I got to find a documentary to break that down. I'm going to be up in here. Like, you're going to be like, but Didi, you got Ozempic face. I'm going to be like, okay. All right. Okay. So, okay. What's going on with you guys? Sinners is a great movie. I got to check that out. Yeah, send me those documentaries that got me scared straight. Remember that movie Scared Straight, where it was like, you know, my grandmother used to do that. My grandmother used to be what do you call those? A jail matron, whatever those. She lock folks up in jail, and watched over him. And she used to scare some of my brother's friends had gone in there and him, and then she tried to scare them straight. Well, some of them it worked, and some of them it didn't. But I remember that movie, Scared Straight. It reminded me of my grandmother. Now, meanwhile, she had a big personality, but she was a little lady. Remember, that's the grandmother they called Tiny. And that she had a huge personality. She kind of reminds me of, and so with my mom, tiny lady, but huge, you know, personality, like cojones, as they say. And my daughter is reminds me of my mom. I mean, she is little, but geez Louise, she is not scared, honey. Meanwhile, I'm scared of my shadow over here, as big as I am. How is that? Jeez Louise. Okay. Ozempic face. Yeah, but I don't know, Bellflower. Do I want to? It's just like, geez Louise, you got to pay a price. Do I want an Ozempic face, a flat bottom, a wrinkled belly, flabby arms, thighs that has extra skin? It's like, sometimes I say to myself, Kara, how are you, honey? Sometimes I say to myself, see, everybody's looking for that skincare. You say skincare, these girls come out the wazoo. Cara, is it Cara? I'm saying Kara, it's Cara. Cara's like, I was listening in. Anybody say skincare. Yeah, because we all want to look fabulous. But I'm being honest with you guys now. This is the truth. I don't know if I want to be thinner if I have to have a flat bottom, a saggy face, no fat in my face at all. Get flat. Gravity has already hit these boobs, but the nice bra will push them up, but they're not pushed up wrinkled. They're pushing up. They pushed up looking like they got 5 cc's of something. Now they're, you know, I lose weight, they're gonna be, they're gonna look like they're pushed up with just flab and wrinkles. I mean, it's just, I mean, the things that we have to go through and think about, you know, these thighs, you know, I said to myself, I know these celebrities and a lot of you looking cute out there got some, a lot of, what do you call that on your thighs? Cellulite. But I know people cover theirs up with those shapewear. Well, I don't wear shapewear. So if I got cellulite, honey, if the pants don't cover it, you're still going to see it. But I could cover it up with the shapewear. But people are doing everything. And I guess it's like you want to look fabulous in clothes. But, you know, it's like, dang, you got to face yourself when the clothes aren't on. And so, and my fabulous husband I'm about to get, you know, it's like, geez, Louise. So I don't know. I just don't know. I don't know if I want to be that slim. Now, I do want to slim down. I'm not saying I want to stay this size, but I don't know how slim I'm going to go. It's going to depend on how things are flowing out. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not one of those people that's gonna probably snatch right back, because I've been a inflated balloon for a long time. I mean, a inflated balloon for a long time. Now, when you deflate this thing totally, like right now, I'm okay. Like right now, I could go and I could put on some lingerie and take it all off and not feel so kind of bad about what I'm seeing. But geez, oh man, when this stuff shrinks down some more and it flattens out, I'm not sure how that's going to be. So, geez, Louise, and I know some people are having, procedures and open to that. I have not been, but I don't know. I say that's why I say a girl has a right to change her mind. I never know what I may do. You just never know. I'm on here just talking cash, money. You know how they say you're talking cash, money, SHIT. That is me. Okay, so she said, "Did you get the gift in the month?" Oh, Billy, how are you? Did you get the gift in the mail from Mindy? From Mindy, from me? No, not yet. Okay, no, of course I didn't. I would have been over here saying thank you. Okay, all right, girl, you got me over here crying. Yes, me too. Me too. Okay. All right. Geez, Louise, like, oh, Tao, you look good. You're moving steady, not losing too fast. Yeah, I know, but I'm saying, Bill, if I get 60, can you imagine 60 more pounds to go? Like, it's just going to be a deflated situation over here, Geez, Louise. So I'm so glad, with your, just with your overall. I tell anybody, this is what I'm telling you. You have a niece, so you catch her. I say you got to catch these young girls when they're younger, because when you let yourself truly go, and it might be too late for us in our, as far as snapping all the way back, right? It may be too late for us in our 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, right? But when you're a young girl, like my daughter's young girls, and how these girls are growing up, when you're in your teens and your 20s, when you get to that plus size, don't get to that plus size, because once you start stretching yourself out and buying those bigger clothes, and now, not for nothing, everything is stretchy, so sometimes you don't even know when you're picking up weight. You want to catch it before it gets out of control. You want to catch it before you get to your 30s, and then you start going through menopause. And even when you're having kids, you could kind of snap back. But I'm telling you, when you're having kids younger, yeah. When you're having kids older, not so much. So I'm just going to say, we got to stop our nieces, our daughters, our granddaughters. We got to stop them from getting to the point where they're in a situation like me. Like, I'm scared to lose really 60 more pounds, because everything is going to deflate and flatten. And right now, I'm telling you, and right now, my shape is not so bad if I just didn't have a fat stomach. Oh, geez, Louise, you gotta be you say I agree, Diva. I pray that I'm being an example. Yeah. And and being it before it gets out of control. I think this is the age, especially your younger daughter, where you could kind of, be an influence on that. And she can see, like, the work you had to put in to get to where you are. Why do you need to even go through all that? She could skip all that, and and I'm sure she's seeing, like, your healthier habits, because kids really learn from us, right? They learn by seeing and doing. But they learn by seeing that great role model. So I just love that. Your girls are beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And not for nothing, if they gain weight, they would be beautiful too. But it's just when I always say, when you gain weight and you're like, your face is bigger, it almost is like you're hiding the beauty, right? Like, you are hiding the beauty. And some people do that unconsciously, mask that beauty because of trauma that they've gone through. And so that's kind of, I love seeing people who show their before and after, and they have that big old bloated face. And then you can see, like, they still are pretty cute, whatever the word we give them, fabulous. But then when they slim down, you can really see their features and all of that. So I love that. I love that for myself. And, I see that in myself. The more I slim, my face gets slim, I look just like my mom, like so much like her. People always say that. I've even had people who say to me, like, they call out my mom's name by mistake because we look so much alike. So there's that. You said for, yeah, and that's the thing. Yeah, any of us, that's the thing. We don't know until we say, get to a point where we're tired of being tired. The house has shifted. Yes. And that's because of you. I'm scared to give you some confetti because it might freeze up. So I'm not going to. Wait till I get my new computer. I can't wait to get my new computer. I'm really ready to buy it today. I'm just waiting because the guy at Best Buy, you looking so fly at Best Buy. So the guy at Best Buy told me to wait until this back to school special. So I might have to, but then people were telling me, several people told me you could buy a computer now and then whatever the sales they have. So I'm thinking they're going to give out like a $125 Apple, because I'm going to buy an Apple computer. I'm thinking they're going to give out a $125 gift card, and I don't know if I'll be able to go back and get that. I might give, if it's like $100 or $200 off, they could do that. So I'm going to find out, and I'm going to get it in writing. I'm going to say, I might write that and have the manager sign it, because they might say, well, we can't get that in writing because, I got so much stuff on this computer. I think that's part of the problem. So, but I won't know until I get a new computer with a lot of, RAM. I have extra storage on this computer, but, I don't know what's going on. I don't know. Let's see. Okay, I see people came in. Miss V. I'm going to sing your Miss Toy song to you, because you another one who I think you got it. You got it. Good morning over here. You said, I guess I'll take all the droop wrinkles over a stroke, but hopefully I can still have good skin and we'll do. Well, that's so true, but that's assuming that you're healthy, right? We're assuming that you're healthy, but before you have that stroke. Yes, absolutely. And that's what I tell people who come in my comments now that my subscribers are getting up there. You get some of these random folks, and these people will be like, you're a nice, beautiful lady, but all you got to do is diet and exercise. Okay, thank you for the news flash. You think that's the first time I heard that? It's like they're telling you something new. They're like, all you got to do is, but I hit them back with this same thing, kind of like you're saying. I say, this medication could do me in, but I could have a stroke, lose a limb, do all kind of stuff from having high blood sugar and all that. That could have got me first. So it's like, do I do what I know it's going to do me in, or do I risk trying something different? And that's why I am taking the GLP-1. That's the only medication I'm taking. And I always say that and have to backtrack. No, I do take the HRT of it all. Maybe I'll do a video updating, talking about that. We got to talk about that HRT of it all. So, I do take the estradiol, and I take the progesterone because I have a uterus. So I kind of have to take that hormone just to protect my uterus. So, I am taking that. But other than that, I don't take anything else. So knock on wood. And that has been my story for 54 years. I'm not one that's taking all the kind of medication. So when I say about the skincare, I'm not on here being a hater because people love skincare. I'm saying this has always been me. I've been more of a natural type of person as far as, with the chemicals and all that of it all. And, that's the thing. I think when you get scared to move about in the world, I got to pray and ask God to lead me, guide my footsteps. I'll be scared to walk out of my house with all this information we're finding out. All right. So, Mitchie, wait, did I miss Mitchie saying something? Mitchie, did I miss you? Let me scroll up. Mitchie. Wait a second. I missed a few people. Okay. I don't see Mitchie. Where did I miss Mitchie? Shay, did Shay say she was leaving? I see people saying that. Have a great day, Shay. I saw the male comment about the Temu of it all, the Ozempic face of it all. I don't see. Okay. Okay. You said yes. I don't know what you're saying yes to. So let me see. It takes time for your body to adjust. Please don't believe the hype up here in these YouTube streets. Come to Dee Dee's channel, watch some old videos. We keep it real. Now, what did Mitchie say that I missed? Maybe was it in the other chat mail? I don't know what that first comment was. Yeah, and one thing I say about keeping it real, we're not always gonna agree. And I think we gotta be okay. We gotta agree to disagree. And is that Sweet Bee I see up in here? Where's Sweet Bee? Sweet Bee! Good morning, Dee Dee in chat. Wanted to drop in between meetings to say hi. Hello, how are you, my friend? Love seeing you in here. I believe people will look for information. Yeah, we all do. We all do it. We all look for information, So when people, people love to quote what like a doctor says, like these doctor gurus out here. Well, it's doctors that you believe in what they're saying. I'm more impressed when you show me a doctor who thinks something differently than you think, and you present it with a different way to look at information, because otherwise, we're just around here touting out what somebody else thinks and believes. And maybe you're doing some of those things and you can validate that because that's your experience. But yeah, I'm not someone that goes with somebody's program. You say, I ain't debating that. I'm going to keep luxuriating and let people do what. Go Bill, go Bill, go Bill, go Bill, go Bill, go Bill, go Bill. See, I love that. You're like, I don't care if it's toxic or clean, but let me present the information. Yes, you know what? And again, it's just to shed light onto somebody who is looking to take their, things like not just skincare, but other products. Like I said, for me, I just started on this journey. It's like I'm not throwing out my hundreds of dollars of investment into my La Roche, dun 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 Lachey. I know that's not how you pronounce it, but I love it. So yeah, but again, sometimes you see something and it gives you a different way to look at something else. And I don't know, have you guys ever been gun ho about something like, is this, is that, it's A, it's B, you got all this, and then you come to a realization that it's not what I thought it was. Dang, they had me fooled, they had me tricked. I believe this and it wasn't that type of thing. Like we've all been there, done that. So I just think it's a different way of looking at it. Everybody's on here saying the same thing. And I'm just saying, I always like to think outside of the box a lot of times. As long as my skin is soft, I'm cool with that. And I've been told my skin is smooth and silky. Yeah. And are you using all the fabulous things? Some of us are just blessed with genetics. If you could look that way if you could look, young without using all the skincare, I call that good genetics. Or maybe you're just using some natural products. You're spending $5 where we're spending $500. And I'm going to say, not for nothing, some of these folks using all these things, you look just like you did when you started. I'm so sorry. You might have a little bit of a glow and that's it. So there's that. There is that. Jeez Louise. Dee Dee has it explained in the chat. I've had issues with, okay. Jeez, and they still kept recommending you go up in dose. Okay, yeah, I don't always see the chat stuff. Ooh, look at this beautiful little bambino. As I get older, more and more, I realize that beauty is inside. Beauty fades in humans, and the most beautiful people are the ones that have to put someone on else's beauty down to lift their own. Yeah, beauty is from the inside out. So that's why I read that message, because I think, and not for nothing, I don't think I'm this great timeless beauty. Let's just be clear. But I do think people probably look at me and say, oh, she's cute. Oh, she thinks she's this and that and all of that. And I'm telling you, I would rather be known for being a nice, helpful, thoughtful person than from how I look. Because looks fade, and not for nothing, I could go out here tomorrow and there could be a disaster that happens and I don't look this way. So I don't really put that much value in how I'm looking. Maybe that's why God didn't make me thin and and have it all going on, because I might have been too hot to handle, too bold to control. How about that? So, things happen as they should, I always say. So yeah, I think, the inside is where it's at. And I think you got to be, healthy from the inside out. I really do. I think that's important. Man, Mel is saying beauty starts from within and not for nothing, but I find attractive in humans is usually matters the most. So not like how you look on the outside, but how you look on the inside. And that's so true. And that's the thing though. And you probably get this, Mel, and anybody in here that's been considered a nicer looking person. When you're a nicer looking people put their expectations on how you should behave, how you should act. And it's like, if you're nice looking and you're nice, it's like people can't believe that, because if you're a nice looking person, and especially with my name Diva, people associate you with being like, oh, she's this. It's like, I can't walk in the room with like a clean slate. It's already, and we all do it. It's not just, I'm not trying to say, woe is me or Mel or, Bellflower, any of us. And I'm using them because they're my mods and they'll be okay. They're secure in their thinking. But so it's like you walk in, you automatically get judgment, and based on how you look, and I always say, people walk in and it's a judgment about me. I'm carrying that big fabulous Louis Vuitton purse. I'm if I'm not carrying my little wraparound thing. So people walk in and they have these judgments about how I look and what I got going on, and when they talk to me, they realize like it's I got brains. I'm, intelligent. I can hold a conversation, and I'm not talking about my looks every time I'm opening my mouth. I can talk about politics. I can talk about, any topic you come up with, I could talk about it. And if I don't know about it, guess what? The next time you hook up with me, I'm going to know how to talk about that topic, because I'm going to figure it out. This guy that I was telling you guys about earlier, that's the lawyer, he told me he moved to Colorado. He used to live in Ohio. And he said and I didn't get a chance to send him a message back, but he said he started a whole new profession. And I was like, well, what is that? He gave me the name of what he does. It's called, and should I be saying this? Well, you don't know. Oh, I said it's Colorado. But he said he's he went for, now he still has his law degree. So if I ever, you guys push me to the edge, I'm going to be calling my lawyer. So, but he does know the law. He used to help me when I was a negotiator with the school and just being an advocate for the teachers. When I was a union rep, he was in educational law. So he would help me out and give me the facts of it all. Honey, people could not argue with me because I know the facts. I know what the law says based on him, right? He would help me out with that. But anyway, he said his new job is, what is his new job? His new job is, he said, wait. Dang, what did he say he gave me the name of it. I was like, what is that? So now I got to research that because I want to know what it means. Let's see. He says he's a senior leader for this energy type of company. And I was like, well, what is that? So he did explain it. So, but I'm going to go and look into it and see like what he does. And to me, that's why I say I'm a lifelong learner. You can tell me something, but I'm going to go research it and figure it out for myself. So he I didn't text him back yet, but he sent me pictures of, I'll show this. He said, this is his view in Colorado. That's what he can see. This is where his house is. Like that's his view of his house. He just sent me that this morning. So he's doing something fabulous up there. He didn't explain what the position is. So there's that. I'm gonna tell him I'm on you. I don't know if I'm gonna tell him I'm on YouTube because I don't want him coming in watching my videos trying to see what I'm doing. Jeez Louise. Can't see or hear live video. You can't see or hear. Oh, this was the one I wasn't live. Is it? I don't know. When you couldn't see me. Okay. I don't know where I'm at. Wait, Tammy, what are you saying, Tammy? You said she's too busy watching documentaries. I am. And you know what, Bellflower? Another thing, I'm going to be honest with you guys. Another thing that has me looking at beauty and stuff, because I'm getting these people contacting me to be a beauty influencer. I'm like, I'm not influencing anybody's beauty. I don't know if I'm using these toxic products next year or not. But I want to say, I do think a 200-pound woman that's 54, I'm just from Ohio, that people are contacting me about doing some beauty kind of stuff. I just think that's so super amazing. My daughter think it's so cool. Even if I say no, it's just the fact that I was asked. And so she always thinks I'm beautiful, but just the fact, I think this puts it on a whole nother level. She thinks like, wow, everybody thinks you're beautiful, right? Not just me. So I think that's so funny. I had this company, company, and I looked up and I saw the people they were associated with, and I was like, dang, Dee. I'm just on YouTube talking about my weight loss and trying to be even more fabulous. So that's another thing that has gotten me into the whole, look at that light. You see how that light is going in and out? They're probably like, girl, get you some light. I don't know what's going on with the light situation. So that's another reason why, probably I stumbled on that. Google is listening. And when they heard me talking about this skincare, they're like, we about to slow that road down. But I'm glad people have met me in person, so they know, what I'm saying, what I look like without a filter, without a light, without a glam, anything, without makeup, without any of that. People have actually seen how I look. So I love that. So it's like, if nothing else happened on that meetup, which beautiful things happen, like that's a nice crew of people that hopefully we have a lifelong kind of friendship and connection building here. So great quality people, I will say that. But I'm saying, so they can say, yeah, Dee Dee, she does look like that in real life. Because some of these folks you don't know. You guys got to go check out my latest video where I talk about the whole body image of it all. And I always say, if Halle Berry and Marilyn Monroe can be insecure about how they look, all of us can afford to be insecure about how we look, because we all, women just want to be fabulous, right? I mean, gee, we all can't be fabulous like that, but we can be fabulous in our own way. And it's great things about everybody. If you ever want to hear some nice compliments about yourself, come on up on this live stream one day and I'll let you have it in the best possible way. I'll pump you up. You're gonna be walking out of here like, hey, I'm about to go do a photo shoot. I can always spot a hidden beauty. You might not know where you're beautiful at, but I can tell you where it is. Tammy says, I'm better now. My last shot was Tuesday. Had you down for a few days. How long ago was this, Tammy? I'm just talking. Tammy, are you still on here? That was almost 30 minutes ago. I reached a milestone under 300 pounds after 2 years and 27 pounds down. Woo! Go, Tammy. Go, Tammy. Go, Tammy. Go, Tammy. I love that, Tammy. Oh, very good. I love that. Wow. So, okay. You were down for a few days. Under 300 pounds. That is awesome, awesome, awesome. I know you're feeling good. You got a pep in your step. If you don't got a pep in your step, you put a pep in your step. So if you're normally, Tammy, like walking like, you walk into that store today like, Now, that's something I would so do. It's so corny, but it's so me in the coolest possible way. I make it look cool too. I be like, I'm buying my green beans. Hey, I'm buying my greens. Hey, I'm buying my cauliflower. Hey, what else am I buying? What is the stuff I should be buying? I'm buying my tortilla chips. Hey, but the kind that's supposed to be a little bit better for you, I'm buying my dip. Yay, my veggie dip. I know people be in there like, this lady is a fool. Oh, I got one. Jeez, Louise, you gonna let me have the Ozempic face of it? Okay, so I was talking about that and then got off the topic, Kira. So, Kira, are you doing skincare? Kara, am I saying your name wrong? Kara, are you doing skincare? Oh, so you said you were up a pound. I finally found this comment. That's okay. That's okay. 1 pound is not bad at all. It'll go back down. Trust me. You said, what would you have said if someone had advised you before you were ready to start my journey? Well, people did say stuff. My mom tried to talk to me. Are you talking about the weight? I don't know. But yeah, people did try to say stuff. And I, would just say, I'm going to do it. I always was going to do it. And I talk about this. That's been a thing with me. Like, if somebody else needs me, I'm on it. But when I need me, I put it off. It's like, I can get to it. And I think that's because I'm trust myself. I know myself. I know I'm going to take care of myself. But when other people need me to do that, I'm kind of like on it. So yeah, so I just have to transfer that same energy to me. So I would just say, I'm not ready. I'm going to do it when I get there, as always, I'm going to start on Monday. And Monday came, and then I would be okay till like 2 weeks later. And I think for me, this has been a great process for me because it's going slow and steady. Before, when my weight loss went slow and steady, I quit. I was like, I'm done with this, like all this sacrifice, and I'm not losing. And I think I feel like, not like it's effortless, but I feel like it's not a struggle. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, it's not a struggle. And I think that's why many of us have been able to be successful, right? The appetite is suppressed, the food noise. So has it been easy? It has not been easy. But has it stressed me out? No. And when I got stressed about this whole journey is when I stopped weighing in every week, reporting it out. And really, honestly, I stopped doing that more so because my dad was having health issues and I needed time to, focus in on that. And taking things off YouTube was helpful with that, freeing up my time. Because on YouTube, it's so funny. Like the chat GPTs will call me a perfectionist. Like, you need to stop being a perfectionist. Like the AI even told me that. And so when I see my hair out of place, the fact that I didn't re-record the whole video, like I would have done that. I am really learning how to not be so worried about every little inch and detail of it all. And I'm can be very much like that, you're wanting to give 110%. And sometimes you might not have 110. Sometimes you just got 90 and go with that. And I'm learning that in YouTube. YouTube is teaching me that of all places, right? Because, and this is how this is true. I had a hair in one of these videos that was out of place and I called my twin. And I tried to call Mel, but Mel already had Mel. She gave it away. It didn't work out with Mel, so I was able to catch my twin before she saw that video. So if you're members only, watch sign up for the membership. I never promote the memberships. I need to do that, and I have a video that I've been planning to put out. Maybe I'll do that today. I need to get off this live so I can do that too. A video when I met with the trainer to my members. But the members see the videos, most of the videos, before everybody else does. And so if I need to tweak something, they could watch it and I could tweak it if I can, or cut it out, or whatever. Sometimes I've taken a whole video down and re-put it up because nobody had seen it yet, and cut out what I needed to or whatever. So I remember seeing this to my twin Bellflower. My hair was out of place. Did you notice it? Da, 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 da. And so, that's a real thing. You're on there watching yourself and the hair goes out. And, that's the reason why I can't fix some of the hair issues is because I'm not looking at myself the whole time. Can you imagine recording a video and you never look at yourself? Like, that's what I'm doing on YouTube because I'm doing it with my iPhone. And you see how this iPhone works, that, I'm looking over here, not straight ahead. So if I'm looking over here, I can't see myself. So yeah, it's just a whole thing. YouTube has taught me to be patient with myself. That's for sure. Let's see. Okay, so you're saying you're up 3 pounds regardless. It's weird for you to be up. You said something happened with your autocorrect. 3 pounds in a day is not typical for me before. Okay, 3 pounds in a day. So are you weighing in every day? See, I would have to break up with that scale. They're in good company with your IRL peeps. Wait, what is IRL? In real life? Is that in real life? Okay. Yeah, this is so far back, I can't even remember. Dee, I'm sorry, not sorry. You look the same bad. I've only been doing my skincare for it's going to be 6 months now. I'm going on, but so I will say now, I don't know, I don't have a benchmark to go by, but I will say that facial guy, he was like, "Oh gosh, you got great skin." The dentist tells me about that teeth too, and I don't like my teeth, but I don't like my teeth either. So it's like we're always so critical of ourselves. Yeah. Baby Dee Dee, yes. Cruise lady, how are you? Hey, Thora, how are you? You know, you got this one cruise. You're talking about the Ritz-Carlton cruise. Like, it's that Ritz-Carlton, right? It started doing a ring in my ear. I'm like, ah. So I went over there and watched it. I got to watch the rest of it so I can comment. So if you're interested in cruises, go check out her channel. I just love that. Jeez, Louise. Okay. You're doing some sort of walking challenge too. I saw that. I got a pep with a little bit of limp, but I was dancing around the house to tambourine. Get this up. How does it go? Get yourself. I can't sing that song, but I can feel the beat in my head. You said your 10-year-old son saw you and said, "Mommy, okay, mommy." Go, Tammy. Go, Tammy. Go, Tammy. Don't you feel good? You know, have you guys ever, like, you know, now that we're losing weight and getting into ourselves, have you ever been like Beyonce, woke up feeling yourself? You're feeling yourself. Not saying you're Beyonce, but I'm saying that song, feeling myself. I'm feeling myself. I'm feeling myself. So it's sometimes I look in that mirror and I'm feeling myself. And sometimes I'm like, geez, oh man, I got so far to go. Oh man. Jeez Louise, am I the only one doing that? Are you guys doing that too? Like some days you're happy, you're feeling yourself, and then some days, you know, you're not. And I'm telling you, some of these women I see that are, you know how you see some women on, and not that I'm not always talking about GLP-1, because remember, I'm not really watching a lot of GLP-1 just so I can be creative in my own space over here, what I'm doing. Not because I don't love the ladies, don't support the ladies and the guys, but it's just, you know, it's something about trying to be creative in what I'm doing and not like letting that other, because, you know, you hear somebody, you think, oh God, that's a good one. I got to use that. Oh God, I got to do that. You know, I'm on here trying to be creative and trying to tell my story and inspire people in a different way. And so I don't want to kind of get that mixed up with what everybody else is doing. Not to say that, you know, people don't, but some people I catch, you know, some people I'm just interested in and I'll go and check them out or see a post and see what they're doing. So that whole thing. But are you guys saying that to yourself too? Like, oh gosh, I look great today. And then you have these days where you're like, what am I doing? What am I doing? Okay. Cara says, yes, I've been cosmetologist. Wow. Okay, so Cara, this is another reason for us to get together on this live stream. So you got to come on here and we got to talk about it. Okay, all right. I love that. A cosmetologist. You know, my daughter always says, Mom, you should be a cosmetologist because, you know, I do a good job with her hair. And I do a good job with my hair, not for nothing. Look how I've kept up my hair, dude. You probably are wondering how I'm doing it. I'm not telling. And really, honestly, I'm just wrapping my hair up. So there's that. I don't know how long I'll keep these long locks, but I do like them. You know, I can't live my Beyonce fabulous life forever, though. I need to go because, oh, you're at work. Okay, yeah, you got to do some work. Enjoy your day. I'm just on here talking like I got nothing to do. Mail to the bee. We got some Jews in the house. We got some Jews in the house. Ha, ha, ha. Watch your mouth. Now, I don't know. Somebody told us, Pat J was up in here looking fabulous. She told us the last time I was on here, I remember her saying that the jewels, there's so many jewels worth $1. So I got to go to somebody's live stream. Anissa, Pamela, are you in here? Go live so I can give you my jewels. Anissa, are you in here? When are you going to be live? I have jewels to give out. Let's see. It's not me. It's our girl. Cookie, you have a nickname from your BD days, your baby days, she said. I meant up 3 pounds. Okay, you're up 3 pounds. You'll take that right on off. 90% of my friends have no idea what my real name is. Oh my goodness. 3 pounds in a day. Yeah, that is, but you'll take it off. I feel like that's water if it's a one day, don't you? I feel like that's not like real fat. We have been bamboozled. Yes, over all the things. So, yeah, you got to catch the replay. Jeez, Louise. Okay, we love that for you. Okay, where did I leave off? Mail distracted me. Yes, I ran a 10K step challenge for July, and it was a great motivator. 24 steppers. Ooh, got me doing 15K steps a day now. I'm going to start one for July. You mean August, right? You're going to start one for August. Dang, I need to get in on that. Jeez, Louise. You guys in that walking, you guys love to walk. I just do not love it. I think there's so much that goes into that. I don't have time to talk about it all right now. Sis, you know I love hanging out with you. Just let me know. Yeah, we got to talk. Well, let me do my research, right? Anybody want to come on there and debate me about this skincare? But I don't want to bash this. Not that I'm bashing skincare, because I think you need skincare. But I'm telling you, this documentary got me off on that tangent. Now, I'm not throwing out my products, Cara, so it might be a while. But yeah, you got to come on here and talk about it. I think it's great to have options. I said, Jerome's in the hot house. Watch your mouth. Yes. I love that. You said I will be live when I get my confidence up. I thought you were going live, and I was like, weren't you live? And then so were you going? So be honest. Were you going live to help get you monetized? And then once you got your watch hours, you're like, that's not for me, or like what happened with that? Who else is in here? Shawnee. Can I give Shawnee Jules? Shawnee's in here. I just saw her. Soror Cruiser, do you go live? I gotta get now. I had a bunch of those jewels and they expired. Can you only use those with with people that are monetized? Do we know that? Anessa. That is so crazy. Wait, let me welcome in Shani. How are you? She says, in the bushes, but listening. Oh, how are you? How are you doing? You are in my prayers. Absolutely. Okay. All right. And Shani, it's like, yeah, I don't want to say too much because I might cry on this live stream. I am an emotional lady. Jeez Louise. So YouTube will give you jewels and you can also buy them allegedly. I just gave you my YouTube gift. We've been talking about this mail. Remember you said, I'm going to give you your jewels, give you the jewels, and you never did. We were trying to see how it worked. So yeah, so I need to give mine. And now I had some and they emailed me and said it's going to expire. I just saw this. So did you guys know this? This is breaking news. Remember Carly Simon? I bet you think this song is about you. Don't you? Don't you? She's been diagnosed with Parkinson's. I'm gonna say allegedly because this is a breaking news story though. But Parkinson's disease treated for skin cancer. So again, like I say, some people who we look at and think that are healthy because they're not overweight, right, or obese looking. But people can be healthy from the inside out. So that's just all I'm saying. I hate to hear that. Sending prayers out to her and her family. Geez, Louise, that Parkinson's, isn't that what Muhammad Ali had? Again, somebody else who was knowingly so healthy, so fit, in his boxing days and stuff and developed that. So I'm just saying, so when you get in your sick days, if you're not a nice person, try becoming one, because when you get in your sick days, not for nothing, even your kids, if you have kids, nobody's going to want to be around somebody that's not a nice person. Now that I know for sure. I've seen it time and time again. Yeah, so there's that, right? Okay. I don't want to put a damper on this situation, but I just happened to see that and it's breaking news. Okay, so do you do any strength training? Mel is asking. She's saying the Ritz cruise was nice. I love upscale luxury and relaxation. Yes, me too. My kind of girl. I think that's why Mel and I hit it off so well. I told Mel I like to luxuriate. So Mel, I'll say Mel asks me what I'm doing. I say luxuriating, about to do ABCs on how Mel says I'm about to luxuriate. And we love that, not for nothing. I could be with people who don't luxuriate too. Because I might need to be with more of those folks now that I'm retired. It's called, what is this documentary called? I didn't say what it's called, but I want to say, now it's years old. They might have a newer one. It follows this girl's journey. What is this called? I think I saw it on Netflix. Now my phone is freezing up. I'm gonna restart my phone and look it up for you. But I want to say it's called Toxic Skincare. It might be just called that, Toxic Skincare. Okay. Okay, you go live every blue moon. Okay. Now you are somebody who I am getting notifications sometimes, but these notifications don't always work out. You know what I'm saying? I would say I'm about to go, and everyone says they but you know what? If you aren't comfortable doing it, don't do it. I think going live is to build I know people are going live. I know people have these strategies, so I don't want to debunk it because it works for some people. But again, some strategies that work for some don't work for everybody. But I think people were going, that's one of the things I said, I'm going to go live to get my watch hours. And I noticed when I was live, all those people doubles your watch out, you just get them so much faster. And so that was the strategy that I'm going to say, I kind of brought that into this GLP-1 land. And so now people are doing it, and, and some people are doing it. Some people go on there and they could just talk and, just have a conversation, go on there. So I think that's great. But if it's something you don't enjoy doing, I would say don't do it. It is a way to build community, to connect with people. I mean, where else would I connect with all you fabulous ladies and divas and divos if I wasn't live? So I love that. But I'm a people person. I also think you got to be a people person. I'm not like an in-person kind of all up on you people person. But on here, reminds me of like, being a teacher and, trying to like educate and entertain people at the same time. So I guess it makes me feel like that a little bit. But I think if that's not your comfort, don't do it. And I will tell people, if I had to do YouTube over again, my YouTube strategy would be a little bit different. But I think things happen as they should. You kind of learn from it. So yeah, I would do things differently now that I know I'm a little bit more familiar with YouTube and how things work. But what are you gonna do? Okay, Shawnee says, "Thank you, Shay. I appreciate you. You are so kind to talk about. You are so welcome. You are so welcome." Oh, she's saying thank you to everybody. People are saying just be kind. It's really not hard. I don't get people. Well, what I always say, and I think it's hard for some people because some people haven't been kind to them, right? So when people aren't kind to you, you're kind of defensive to be defensive and to be mean and whatever it is you do. So when people are not kind, I think somebody hasn't treated them kind, right? And then they're taking that. Very rarely do you see people who have been handled gently and kindly, and I don't mean just their family. It can be outside of the home too, not just the family situation. It's harder for people to be kind. So I always like to say, somebody who's not kind, I know somebody's not being kind to you at your house or in your childhood or, in your workplace environment. So it's always that sort of thing. Parkinson is awful. There's a link to that disease, especially onset tied to toxic chemicals in our products. Yes. Dare I say that? I'm going to be unpopular on here, but that's okay. Because if I could get one person to switch over to doing something different, and then you don't have to start with skincare. Like I say, you could start with stop putting all those air fresheners in your house, and also let's look at the burning instant. I think that might be a more natural way to get the thing. I won't be burning. I don't burn candles and stuff. I don't want to have an accident and burn the house down type of situation. Plus, all that stuff makes a chemical reaction. But yeah, like those, I was famous. I still have them. I can bring you all in those Bath and Body Works, fragrances. I used to have those in my house, and you come in here, it smelled great. So yeah, all that stuff plays into it. And so, yeah, yeah. Yeah, that's kind of what I was saying earlier, guys. So I'm glad somebody else said that, but that's okay. I'll be hitting you with the facts. You can kind of overlook what I'm saying, because you're stuck on that skincare, but it goes deeper than the skincare. Even luxuriate, love it. I'm gonna use that. Yes, we're luxuriating over here. Trust me. Even if I'm just at my house, laying in my bed, I call it catering to myself, luxuriating. Great information. Sometimes it's hard to try. Yeah, yeah, it is. Because right, we don't really think about it. I think that's all I'm saying, Mel to the B. I love supporting all of you. We love you, Anissa. We love you. I'm going to say this. Lemon works well as an alternative deodorant, and it can lighten your underarms if you have hyperpigmentation of the underarms, which I've heard many will be an issue for many. Yes, and when we talk about this healthy, more healthy, right? Yeah, I don't think anything's 100%. And I showed this before, but people probably forgot. But all those deodorants I was trying, all those deodorants, and the thing about lemon and any other natural deodorant, Mel, is that it doesn't help with the smell. It'll help. Well, lemon, it might last a little bit, but the things that they put in deodorant that works, it stops you from sweating and it helps with that odor. Some of these natural products, they have to stop you from sweating, but they don't have the odor part down, and if you're eating, and I would say if you're eating totally vegan and not eating the meat, because the meat rots. Just think about meat rotting. If you could look at the meat, that's probably what it's going to do in your body too. So that's why the smell is there. Do you know what I'm saying? So if these carnivore and keto fans are in here, sorry, but now that's just a fact. Now you could debate me on that or not, but let's put the steak out and let's see how that baby's gonna go over time. And let me put a carrot out and let's see what's going to happen with that carrot. That's not chemically sprayed or anything. So there's that. I use the carrot, but I could say celery, broccoli, any of those things. So it's, the process of breaking it down in our body is a little different. So yeah, so I brought that up to say, I noticed some of the people who are eating more whole foods and less meat, they don't complain about the odor as much as somebody, just like going to the restaurant. When I was doing that, giving up meat, was that vegan for Lent, I would go to the bathroom and my daughter couldn't smell a trace of it. Now that as soon as I started back eating the chicken, the meat and turkey meat, I only eat chicken, turkey, and fish. When I start back eating the turkey and chicken, I go to the bathroom, you can smell it. It's just, now I could be different and unique, but that's kind of like a known thing that meat is going to smell because of the way it breaks down. Now, enjoy your steak tonight. Enjoy that chicken breast, but I'm just saying the facts are the facts. You gotta go earn money. All right, Miss B, cute profile pic though. I said that last time. Some people are just mean. Don't make excuses for all these mean, unkind people. I'm just saying. So true. And they are, you know what? But I know, Shawnee, that's kind of like the teacher in me. People always tell me, you're right, don't make excuses. You got to just say the facts are the facts. Yeah, but I do think I'm very into like why people are the way they are. And I guess I've had to figure that out because I'm a teacher. Like, how this kid's not learning. How do we get this kid to learn? This kid is me. Why is this kid me? And so even as an adult, so I've taught adults too, I've taught adults education. I used to be a consultant for this math program we teach, and so I've taught adults too. And I just know, even me, there's a reason why I am the way I am, being the nice, kind person. We all have reasons why we are the way we are. And sometimes I look at some people who I think, now I don't know them from Adam, but they seem nice and sweet. And I'm like, why are they with that crowd? Why are they with that group? If you're really nice and sweet, how are you with that group? Well, I was one of those nice and sweet people that hung around a group of people that probably weren't the best, and when I figured that out and tried to separate myself, I was kind of like not the cool kid, but that's okay. I'm God approved, and so I'm okay with that. And some of those, one of those friends was like one of my dearest friends, and we have grown apart over time because, she stayed the same, but I changed. And sometimes when you change and you change and you're going in a more positive direction, those people that want to be negative want to keep you over in the negative side. Now, am I perfect? Absolutely not. I love my Wendy Williams moments too, but I call it kitchen table talk like she does. So I love all that too, but for the most part, even if I don't, it's rarely people I don't like. Now, it's people who I don't rock with, I don't want to hang out with, but it's not too many people I don't like. And because I've just learned to like see beyond people and their flaws. And so, and like I say, I'm a trained professional at that. And sometimes that does me in. But one thing I do know is, you're a representation of the 5 closest people that you're tight with. So, so in your real life, who are those 5 people that you just rock with? Whatever they got going on, I guarantee you got some of that going on. And the same thing too with, we have friend groups in our YouTube. The 5 closest YouTube people, friends in YouTube, is a reflection on you, whether you want it to be or not. It just is. So I say choose wisely, because you might not care what people say, but do you care what God says? I always say that. My daughter will say, I don't care. People say that to me, and I say, do you care what God says? That should be now what are we talking about? Because when you say do you care what God says, that's a whole nother discussion. And I'm 54, so guess what? To get to this point in my journey where I'm looking at things from that lens, it's growth. I didn't start out being that way. So there's that. Remember that LL song, I'm bad. Cool Shay. Thank you, daughter, for the birthday glasses. She probably one day is going to be listening to this. Yeah, that's a great thing to say. Yes. Oh, wait, what are you saying about screenshots? I could say for the record, and those who are grabbing screenshots, I could say Dee has been a great. She heard her platform, supported my Substack, and always told me the truth. Yes, yeah. And I think you're doing a great job over there. I don't know if you want me to say this out loud. We have to talk behind the scenes, but I see some great things in your future. I could really call out the people. I've just been so right. I think it's because working with people for a long time, I could just see the people that are just destined to, be on here and doing such a great job. And that doesn't mean having 1 million followers. That means, people listening to you. Isn't that what influence is? You say something and people actually want to hear what you have to say and respect what you have to say. And I think you have that, Darium, and everybody doesn't have that. And so I think, I see great things in your future. And and I'm just supportive. And I just hope because I'm not always making a comment on your Substack. That doesn't mean I'm not supporting it, because I support it. And actually, I was the first person who tried to financially support Darium, and he wasn't set up for it. I'm like, Darium, you got to get financial because you got a subscriber here. You got the person who's supporting you, so that's just an interesting fact. And I haven't really said that to a lot of people. So here, we're breaking news. If somebody, Darium, can last 4 hours on this chat, they'll hear that. Love it. There's that. Yeah, Bellflower says she loves your chat too. Yeah. You just gotta support people how you can. She said, why would people screenshot, Darium? It went over my head. Just so you know, this is not a diva moment. I was ending my live stream, but I had my glasses on for my daughter. We've been talking about YouTube. We didn't talk about me, turning 54. I didn't show my fabulous photos. Go back to the beginning. See Dee in her dress. We didn't talk about all kind of stuff. Now, Stacy, we didn't talk about it. Oh, you got to go catch the replay. When you're cleaning your house, just drop this live stream. I might cut all this stuff out of the live stream where we talk about, maybe I'll make a separate live stream. The content creators talking about YouTube. I wonder if YouTube will push that out, but we know these content creators will listen to it. So I've learned a lot. I've learned this drama. I'm glad I'm not up in it. I've learned that these YouTube streets can be messy. I'm glad it's not me. I learned JC is not the guru that's telling all the folks what to do. I learned that people are coming up in these live streams, promoting themselves, knowing that's not the right thing to do. You let the host guide you. Like Vivi said, Vivi, should plant that comment up here. I think that's cool. Yeah, and I think support doesn't always look like support, like the support we think. You don't know, like, I don't know if Shani said it, Anissa said it, Pamela said it, maybe it was Pamela, Perfectly Pamela. You don't know if people are watching you and supporting you. You just don't know, because they just didn't comment. So I think that's all I'm saying. So, and I see like some people have like Grant, I like to be over there supporting Grant. Hopefully Grant will be monetized here soon. I don't know how far you have to go in your journey. Some people I'm waiting to be monetized so I can just send them a super chat. Some people I haven't had the opportunity to make their chat. I know they're monetized, but I haven't made the live to, I like to give a super chat just to say, YouTube may not appreciate all you're doing, but geez Louise, the Downsizing Diva does. So I see you out here. And that's why I like to give super chats. And I might have to scale back once this I retire. But God loves a cheerful giver. And I'm telling you, when you do something, think, what would Jesus do? Like, sometimes that stops me from acting a fool. I'm going to tell you. I say to myself, and I see people out here getting their feelings hurt and all of that. And I'm just saying, is it all worth it? This YouTube drama. I don't want drama. That's why I stay on my own channel. Any content creator, you're welcome to come over here. I try to stay in my own channel. If you see me watch, I watch your channel, you might not even know, but when it's time to drop some gems, I'm trying to find somebody to drop these jewels to. I got some jewels. Or when it's time to give a super chat and you've been supportive, I'm going to come over there and support you in that way if I can, if you're monetized and I could do it. Not for nothing. I don't need a special occasion. If I want to give something to somebody, if you know me behind the scenes, it does not have to be a special occasion for me to show appreciation. I just think that that's so important. And in turn, that's why I'm blessed. So what I'm not doing is being a mean girl out here. If somebody tells you Downsizing Diva says she's nice, but she's mean, trust me, they done did something to me. It wasn't just it was mean, because I can honestly say I can line up 5 people that know me and not my close friends, and they're going to always say, she is so sweet, she is so kind. They're going to lead with that, because that's really how I am. So if you got a side of Dee that's not sweet and kind, I guarantee you it's something you did to initiate that, and it went left. It wasn't something I did. That is the truth, if the truth has ever been told. Now, I think I should end on that note. That's like a mic drop moment for me. I get it. You don't have to always be in the chat. I think listening is good, because we're all about the watch hours, right? Oh, Carla, how are you? Carla, I've been on here talking. Girl, you got to go back and catch the live. 4 hours. I'm about to go pick up. I didn't been on here 4 hours. Who does that? StreamYard, are you tired of me? Okay, so Vivi, I love that. Vivi says she tries to focus on what she's doing and where she wants to go. And you know what? I say also, when you're out and about and trying to go grow your channel, you find like people and go where you feel appreciated, right? And I say, I might not rock with somebody, but they might rock with you. Go for that. I think that's okay too. We don't have to be all like thinkers. I'm very big in diversity of thought. I don't really have to surround myself with yes people and everybody that thinks everything I say and do is great. That's what my husband's gonna do. I'm just joking. So yeah, I like somebody who can give me a good challenge, a good run for my money. You make me think, like, you know what I'm saying? When you're around just like people that think everything you do is great and great and great, you don't really learn that way. When you learn when somebody questions something you say. So with that said, I want to tell you guys, thank you for hanging out with me. Some of you then left and came back, then went to work, then took a break, then came back. I don't know what you guys have been doing, but next Monday I will be here, but I won't be on. I'm going to set a timer next Monday, because you see, I could get on here and I could just talk. So I'm about to make myself something to eat. So I've been intermittent fasting on this coffee. I'm going to get myself something to eat. I'm going to run and get my daughter, and it's Monday. Okay, so yeah, I got a couple things I need to do, but I'm just luxuriating today. Monday, because I took my injection on a Sunday, Monday, I don't have anything on my schedule. So that's pretty much why I could get on here and just chat. I'm about to chill out. So thank you guys. Love you all. If I didn't get to your comment in the chat, I'm sorry. But I thank you for coming in. My girl Brenda, Nancy, I see you're in here. Maybe I should come. MVP, you're watching in the clouds. My homegirl, how are you? You know, maybe I should come on. Maybe I should come on here midday so that people can, come on their lunch break. Maybe we'll have lunch and tea. Is that a thing? Lunch and tea. Let's make it a thing. Maybe next week we'll have lunch and tea or something like that. All right. Love you guys. Thank you so much. I appreciate you guys. Bye.